All right, DSP. DSP is he's striking back after the death of the Hulkster. The spirit of Hulk Hogan is infested DSP. He totally doesn't know what's going on, guys. He's not hooked in at all, except for when he needs to be. Hold on.
Not going to Hogan's. Mozzie asked, do I regret not going to Hogan's bar? Let me think about this. Do I regret flying across the country with an obviously gay, grossly overweight dude?
Yeah, thank you for calling it out, man. I mean, it's crazy he hadn't before because maybe he did during the King Snake stream. Obviously, he deleted that, which is lame. I don't know. His whole angle on that was ill-conceived. He never should have come out and be like, I was the real Snake, because it's because DSP still thinks that he can be like the heel at any moment, but he just can't. Like, he is obviously a jerk, right? But he can't pull it in a way that like people will like. He honestly should have just fallen on his sword after the whole DM links. I mean, metaphorically, obviously, in the sense that he should have just been like, yeah, these guys are assholes. I just wanted to, like, I was just trying to work with them and whatnot, and PPP's gay, basically. It is kind of interesting. I always make fun of Persip for the whole boyfriend-oriented content strategy, but there's a little bit of it to PPP too, if you think about it, because he always needs like a second man, whether it be Surfer or now Worski. The difference is I don't think Surfer was gay. PPP clearly was trying to push him in that direction after the assault, the potentially sexual assault. But Worski, he's obviously gay.
Creepily wanted to pay my way to hang out with him at a wrestler's bar in Florida. I think I made the right decision ultimately. I'm just saying. I think I'm in a really good position right now.
I mean, on the one hand, it's like, take the free trip, right? It's, opportunity knocks. Like, assuming that they would even work out that way. On the other hand, obviously, they would have turned it into content. They probably would have been filming him the whole time, waiting to ambush him when he was drunk or something. So, that's definitely what would have happened, by the way. They would have gotten him drunk and probably filmed him with Kat, like with Kat sitting there. And drawn her into it. It would have been a disaster.
Have to live with horrible regrets and things. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Come on, talk about Las Vegas. You know you want to. I know you know about it, DSP.
See, people want to cause drama, but the truth is, let's be honest here. This is the kind of guy, I mean, we all heard the stories about him and Andy partying in Vegas. And him watching while Andy did stuff. It's pretty sick.
Watching while Andy did stuff. Yeah, so another classic is, I don't know what's going on, but clearly he does. Which is fine, man. If you bring it out, it's the perfect moment to bring it out.
All right. So we all know what he was getting at. There's only one reason why he would try to be inviting me to go somewhere. I'm not playing that fucking weird ass fucking game with these fucking deviant weirdos. So no, thank you.
Yeah. Well, like I said, probably the right choice. I mean, the way obviously that the way obviously PPV pitched it was, oh well, you're just giving up you're giving up a perfect opportunity to see your hero and all this stuff. Oh, look at this guy. Let's go. He's the one in the chat who said it was here. Good job. And yeah, they would have waited for him to get really drunk and then filmed him, and it would have been a total disaster. And that's like the good ending. Pulls a King Bride. Brian describes exactly what's going. Yeah, there are some funny similarities there. That's for sure. So I know everybody's talked about this, but basically, as I'm sure you all already know, Ralph got invited onto Mexican Fish Tank in El Salvador. He shows up, he punches two gay Jews and leaves. Which is hilarious. Two gay high elves, sorry. And, this is one of those things where, I've A-logged Ralph on this channel. I have videos, when he was telling his story about passing out in Colombia, that it's just you gotta laugh at that. It's hilarious, that whole story. But I don't know how the A-logs can run with this being an L. I don't know, House played that Dead Man's video where he basically outright says, he's like, look, I'm not like a gun guard. I'm not avowing all the crazy shit that Ralph has done, especially in regards to his children and family and whatnot. But this is a W. And specifically the kind of W this is that everybody always calls Ralph a coward. They always say he wants to fight, he talks about fighting, he sets up fights, and then doesn't go through with them. And I definitely think that there's some valid criticism there regarding the whole Aaron arc, where he like wanted to fight Aaron, and Aaron went to the gym and did all the shit, and then he didn't show up. It's kind of funny not to show up, but that was definitely a case where he talked about fight and didn't go through with it. But this is like, that was Mr. K. True. Yeah, you're right. But this is definitely a case where he talks shit and then he struck first. Like, you cannot call him a coward after this. Like, you cannot say that he always talks about fighting and doesn't do it, because here he is talking a bunch of shit and then he fights. And it is funny that he didn't punch like the weakest guy. He didn't punch, one of the women. He punches the MMA fighter, and then this guy who turns out to be a BBC journalist, which is, you always read those articles from like The Guardian where every time there's any kind of convention where like more than 3 people with vaguely right-wing views, whenever like, it's like Jesus, like wherever there are 3 of you is my church. It's like the minute there's ever more than like 3 people who are publicly right-wing, there's like a Guardian journalist there who then writes like an expose about it. That's like this guy, even though I don't think this is a political program at all. Look at him. He's trying to, he definitely has the, it's like he's trying to get something from Ralph, something physical, Doesn't one of these gay guys talk about like R-ing him or something too? It is funny too, because like the whole height thing with Ralph, like he is shorter than most of these people, but he still goes for it. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's messing with his hat. Let's go. Yeah, so he didn't take any of it. It's not even like he was on the show. Because that's, one of the other complaints is he was only on the show for 8 hours. The problem is, it's clear that they started messing with him the minute he got there. And it's like, would you rather have him just put up with it for 3 days and then like punch? That would be like cuck rage. Whereas this, it's like the minute they start doing anything, he's just like, we're not having this. Let's go. They're so fucking drunk. Everyone here is so drunk. It is crazy when you have an event like this. Is probably the only event like this Ralph has ever been at where he's like the most sober one there. Very wise of him to do that. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You spilled the beer on him. Oh yeah, and this is what, you can tell when he decided, right? So he spills the beer, then he like checks his shirt, make sure he doesn't have anything like that's gonna get broken or whatever. Yeah, takes the glass. Yeah, right. The minute the beer came out, he takes the glass. He's like, all right, we're doing this. So yeah, it's like when he says he doesn't scare, like this is direct proof that that's true. Like I don't know how the A-logs are gonna cope about that. Yeah, and he fully got him too. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that he would try to re-enter negotiations with them after this to try to get back on. I did tell him that, because obviously part of this is they're talking about suing him. Obviously that's not going to happen, but just as part of a way to get back on the show, that maybe he'll remind them that the minute any papers, like even talking about that, is going to keep people from going on the show. And, it's not exactly like this show was popping before Ralph showed up. I mean, this is like their most viewed video. This is their most viewed live stream. This show was nothing before Ralph showed up. And again, that's just like an objective reality. I don't know how the A-logs can deny that. It's, you just look at the numbers. It's just true. Basically I told him, I was like, dude, the minute they keep talking about lawsuits, the minute any papers, even if that ever did happen, got filed, this show would die overnight, because no one is going to show up to a show where anyone has been sued for stuff like this. The whole point of a show like this is the presumption that everybody knows what's going on. Everybody's in on it, and they're going to, or at least in on it in the sense that crazy shit's going to happen, then they're okay with that. He did end up flying back. That was the other thing they were trying to shit on him for. They're like, well, why did he stay in El Salvador? It's like, if you have a free trip to another country, especially El Salvador, that's actually like safe now for the most part, you know, like a 90% murder rate drop in 5 years, I'd stay there for the 2 days or whatever extra and go see some churches or whatever, which is basically what he did. Damn, this guy's so gay. And look at this guy. He's like a dancing monkey. Now that I know that this guy is straight up a journalist, like Fed type guy, it's all coming together, man. He's like here trying to... I kind of missed that one, but he hit the one that mattered. Oh, so they take Ralph's side. Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. So what did he say? What did he... Is this just like ancestral blood memory where he's just like, now that he's in close proximity to the Jewish journalist, he's just like, something clicked in his mind, like a lion out on the Serengeti, and he's just like, prey spotted. Yeah, just out of nowhere. Just enemy detected. Fuck this guy. Yeah.
Hey, man. Chill out. What happened? So, we didn't see.
Fuck him! Get him the fuck away from me!
Let's go to the confession, please. Oh my god.
Kiwi Farms! Fuck this guy!
Oh, and then he shouts out Kiwi Farms. Massive Kiwi Farms L, honestly. You know, I like the website and all, but that's a massive L to have this guy who's just comes across as he's just in the background trying to agitate everybody, you know, classic high elf type stuff. He finally gets confronted probably for the first time in his life for what he obviously knows that he's doing, gets punched. And then, Kiwi Farms, get him, arrest him. What is this? This is some... These guys are gay, aren't they? Like, everyone is gay. He just carries himself like a gay.
So what happened?
Yeah.
Well, I just got punched in the neck.
Who? Me, bro.
He punched you in the neck?
Literally just. Oh,
Hold on, Fred.
oh man. God damn it, these fucking cams. They have good quality though. Nice.
Alright. So what's up? He just punched me in the neck.
He punched me!
Alright, so what happened was
Yeah.
he came back in and then he was like sitting there. Oh, so I just want to say I feel like I fucking took a direct punch to the neck.
What is his accent? Is he like from England?
Really? Well,
I think he's Swedish, that's what everyone was saying.
Yeah, I'm alright. But yeah, he's a fucking man child. That guy.
Oh, he's a man child.
Like,
Hey, at least he put up what he said. Like, he put up or shut up and then left, basically. Whereas you're the one in here whining, being like, he punched me.
he's like.
That's you right now, dude. That's literally you right now. I don't know what game you're trying to run here.
Honestly, mate, he came in here fucking swinging his big dick and that, and then do you know?
Yeah, and then it hit you in the face, is what it sounds like.
Why this happened?
Why this happened?
Because there was like there was a little tiny bit of beef, and then you know what the fuck's his name? Is it Ralph?
Yeah, Ethan Ralph.
What's his name immediately knows it. Like, this is like again like the DSP thing. I don't know what's going on, and then describes like exact lore.
Ethan Ralph.
Yeah.
Knows his full name.
He was.
You know him?
I saw the video before he came. Like,
Okay, so you do know who he is. I saw the video.
my mate
What is
sent me
this?
like Twitter post.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, some Trump fucking streamer guy is coming.
Oh, now it's Trump. Damn, this guy is so subversive. Like, no wonder Ralph immediately clocked this guy. Because, yeah, he does sound Scottish, honestly. No wonder Ralph immediately clocked this guy. Because he's just doing all of the hallmarks. It's, I don't know who he is. Also, I did opposition research on him before he showed up. I know his full name. Also, he has bad think politics or whatever.
A lot of subs, and then he's like, I watched this video, and he just sat there.
You're really going to be whining about people supporting Trump in the big 2-5. It's like half the country now man. Like,
yeah, I'm flying out on Friday. They're paying for my flights. Like,
yeah,
and that's all
they
I-
did.
that's- But basically, yeah. So Beto and him were sitting there on the couch,
Yeah.
and then he just came back and he's just sitting there like, whatever the fuck. And then I don't even know how it escalated. Like,
What do you mean you didn't know? You were there the whole time. What do you mean you didn't know? God, this guy punched this guy. Fuck this guy. He was there the whole time. And he was like talking shit. What do you mean you don't know why?
he like no like warning about it. He just fucking punched him right in the face.
You punched.
What do you mean no warning? We saw the warning. He took his glasses off. He said, "Get out of my face." He pushed him 3 times first.
Yeah,
It was not out of the blue.
that guy's a fucking idiot. Like,
And I know people were saying that too. The A-logs were like, "Oh, well, it was a sucker punch." That second punch, okay, there wasn't a lot of warning there, although it was justified because look at this fucker. But that first one, no, he pushed him 3 times. He was like, "Get out of my face! I'm gonna punch you." That was, he had warning, and that guy's the MMA fighter. He should have been fine.
why would you punch a fucking MMA fighter in the face?
Well, because apparently he's not gonna do anything. like apparently he's just gonna whine about suing. He was proven right.
Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, are you that retarded, bro? And then what happened was like, I don't know. It was pretty fast.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like all of a sudden he's like, this jersey costs more than this life. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up, for real.
He shut you up.
And he took his jersey off, like, oh mate, you got a bit of beer on you. Like, why the? Do you know where you are?
Yeah,
exactly. Does he know?
Well, it was more than the beer because he was trying to take his hat too. Like this guy's just this is like Josh with his PPP manifesto, except it's even worse because he was just there 5 seconds ago, and he's just totally fucking up the whole like series of events.
Yeah, he should be.
And then yeah, he punched him in the face, and then Beto was like, oh right, okay, I guess I'm gonna ring the bell, and then Beto rung the bell because he obviously wanted to, you know, take it into the, you know, in the nature of the fucking show.
Of course.
Instead of being a, you know, being a baby. Like, come on, like, mate, like, if I had a problem with you, and we're in this fucking pool where it's like, okay, we can, like, activate this thing to enter a challenge where we can squash the beef. Right. But instead, no, the fucking man baby just decides.
No, because here's the thing, man. A show like this only works when the people on it feel completely unconstrained and they're not trying to run a show. Obviously, it is a show, but my point is, like, you as the producer, and that's the other issue with this guy, is he both wants to be in the show and be, like, a producer, but you can't do that. Like, there's a reason why even on Fish Tank, when Sam shows up, he's playing like a character, right? And then it's all planned and everything. But the people on the show themselves don't even know what's going on and are just kind of being themselves. But when you're like, well, no, you didn't play this arc out exactly the way I wanted. It's like the reason why this happened and why it's funny and why it's like authentic is because it wasn't scripted.
Him in the face.
I'm sorry that one thing was out of your control, dude.
I was standing there, and then when he was ringing the bell, I was egging it on. Yeah. So I was just talking shit. I was like, I can't hear it, and shit like that. Yeah. And then I was just standing. I didn't even say shit after he done the punch. Yeah.
What do you mean you didn't say shit? You ran into this room and retold the whole story wrong and whined. Said you didn't know who he was, then knew his full name, then said you watched a video of him, then shouted him for doing Trump.
Standing there looking at him, and then he's like, "Fuck this guy," and just like punched me in the neck. Did you not see it? It was like just the second that you came in. Really? Yeah, because I was disoriented for a second.
Yeah, I mean this guy, like the Mexican guy, he's just sort of letting things happen.
Like
I get that.
My HUD changed. Yeah. It went from like 90 to like 1.
But this guy, I can see now how Ralph like immediately detected this guy.
That was my neck though, but he got me.
Yeah, I see it now.
He got me there, bro. Like.
He's still whining about it. Okay, so then the MMA guy starts talking about suing him, and he you could tell that this guy literally come together to like power his entire brain because he couldn't even come up with this game himself. He had to have like this product come out and come up with it for him to threaten to sue. And again, like I told Ralph, it's like just reminding these guys that this kind of talk is what keeps people from going on the show, and also they should have let him back on. It's kind of a shame he didn't get back on, but that's more their fault than Ralph's. Ralph got a free trip out of it.
Production of the poem. Beto needs a lawyer, please.
For real.
Porque lo que pasó aquí.
Because what happened here.
Yeah.
No
he 100% knew he was.
Ningún reglamento.
Wasn't established at any
He doesn't speak English. Yeah, like I said, no IQ.
Any rules?
No voy a hablar con nadie más hasta que
Not really. I don't really
manden a
blame this guy
alguien
for
que va
not
a
speaking
asistir.
English.
And
It's not an English show. It's a Mexican show. I get it.
talking with anyone.
Or Salvadorian,
until
I guess.
He gets a lawyer or some help because he just got touched with force and
With
violence.
bias.
Me siento muy lastimado en mi cuello.
He
Okay, you want to get legal about this, buddy? How about this? How about you spilling the beer on him was assault? Because, like, I don't know how it works in fucking El Salvador, but generally the common law definition of a assault is just an unlawful touching. Like, you can spit on someone and that be assault in certain contexts. So how about this? You assaulted him by spilling the beer, and then that's why he punched you. How about that? How about that?
feels very injured on his neck. Like this is creating so much pain on him.
Y todo quedó grabado en cámaras.
Everything is recorded in cameras.
Yo no tuve ningún contacto físico.
Didn't get any physical contact
You did with the beer, dude.
on the other side, but the other side.
And you were trying to take his hat earlier. That was an unlawful touching too. Like, really, you want to go down that road?
Tuvo dos contactos
Two
físicos
physical
que
contact
me lastimaron.
that hurt him and got him injured. Look how he struggled. Le cuesta trabajo mover el
Cuesta
cuello.
mucho.
He struggled moving his neck.
Y es
My
a lo
neck
que
is
yo me
broken.
dedico
My
para
leg, bro. I need the
el pan
pills
día
for
a
my
día a día.
neck.
And unfortunately, he requires like
My
this
audio is
huge
fucking
help
good,
and
good,
his
good.
body
Yeah, I think that's because I
practice.
dropped flames or
That's
frames.
his job. So yeah, basically.
Yeah, aggravated assault is what. Yeah, that's why I just said regular assault, because it's just unlawful touching, and you can cover like almost anything. But it's like this guy was trying to take his hat. He spilt the beer on him. Like if he really wanted to go down this road, it wouldn't look good.
Han pasado 30 minutos y no tengo atención médica.
It's been 30 minutes.
Hey, Beto, quit being a little bitch.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
hit him back next time, pussy.
For real. Oh, and look who's here. Look who here. Look who here. The production's here to be like, oh no, too much. Don't be having fun.
What do you mean next time? He's probably getting kicked the
It's
fuck
been
out.
like
Yeah, what do you mean? Exactly. Look, he already comes in the counter signal, already comes in to say, no, he's not coming back. You know why he's not coming back? If he had just hit the MMA fighter, Ralph would have been back. 100% Ralph would have been back, because he doesn't give a fuck. He sees these people as like animals. He sees them as circus animals. It's because he punched him. He detected him. And obviously, like, what comes out that he's a journalist. So then that's when he put the foot down and was like, this guy's never coming back no matter what they negotiate.
it's been like 30 minutes by now.
This has the same energy as Mr. Vickers trying to sue Ralph for damaging him. Dude, those complaints are hilarious, where he's like, I've suffered irreparable psychic harm by Ralph talking shit online.
And any ambulance, any doctor has come here to check him out if he's okay. He lives from his body, and you're not taking care.
You look like you live by your body too, lady.
Ahí, la casa.
Probably not very well.
Ooh, okay. So he said that probably he needs to leave the house because any.
So yeah, this is just them coping, right?
Vale,
Sí,
que la
just-
neta uno viene a participar bien, y pasa esto, entonces si yo le doy un reto a Sam,
Compensation comes, so now he's going to threaten
pero fue
production.
impredecible, por eso nos
And you could tell, he's just like, don't worry, Ralph's not coming back.
vamos a deshacer de él. Él está completamente equivocado. El que debería de irse aquí es él, no tú.
no, yo la verdad es que yo no quiero continuar.
Beto, por favor, no va a volver a pasar.
Solo espera unos minutos y luego.
A ver, si yo le hubiera pegado, ¿qué hubiera pasado?
So yeah, and then obviously comes out this guy's Sam was an actual undercover reporter and was called back by the BBC for fucking around on LS Donk. So that's why he's trying to see if this show is a scam. I remember him questioning everyone about the show, so I don't know. Let's see.
So actually company, I'm working for the BBC, and long story short, they don't really want I moved back home.
I'll say that him coming out and saying this directly does kind of increase the chances that this is like a bit. This is a storyline, because these guys never admit their role. I actually make sure to read all the Guardians like undercover things, because they always come out like I said, whenever there's literally like 3 publicly right-wing people that have ever met together and announced it online, like a Guardian journalist is there, and there's like they always put out like an article about their findings, and there was one that they came out with maybe like 2 months ago that described like their methods and stuff, where they just send people in and pretend like they just, I love this, and all their like inside stories always make them look worse than the targets. And I don't even just mean that because of the politics. I mean, like, they're always just talking about how, like, yeah, it turns out most of the people are here just because they're looking for friends. And, like, they've been, ostracized out of society for basically no reason. But it's a good thing we're ruining their lives. Like, this'll totally make them change. This'll totally make them turn by publishing this article where we out them even further for literally doing nothing wrong, for, like, meeting up at a bar or some shit. And, like, one of them was, the most recent one was the Old Glory Club, which, again, is just one of these little stupid things that are, like, vaguely right-wing. I think they won't even talk about race. They talk about, like, heritage Americans. I don't know. It's pretty harmless. It doesn't even have, like, any money backing or anything. And the whole time they're just talking about how, like, the group was founded specifically to create a support network for people who'd been fired or canceled over, like, over specifically for sending money to Kyle Rittenhouse for his fundraiser. And it's like, yeah, you've just described why what you're doing right now, Guardian, is what's creating all of these groups and stuff. And so I'm surprised he would openly admit it, because usually they don't reveal their methods or anything until like after this thing, after they come out with the article where they lie and they make everybody look worse, except for the parts they don't lie and then they make themselves look worse, which is very strange.
So not really got a choice in this. As much as I tried to stay longer, I was telling him I was enjoying it. And I was telling him that you guys thought it was good. Okay. He's happy.
No, we get you, man. We get you. Like I said before, we don't want to get in trouble. We don't want you in trouble. You've been adolescent. I've told you that already. It's a shame to see you go. If it needs to happen, it needs to happen. No one here is against their will.
No one's here against their will.
I mean, perfect.
Why don't these guys infiltrate Main Street Front? Yeah, I wonder why, dude. This is the article I was talking about with Old Glory Club, where specifically I just want to point out. So they talk about how they do it and everything, and it's just like what this guy would be doing. Except I guess this is not a political program. They must think that it's associated. It is just because it's like vaguely like fish tank, right? So look at this. Mostly as a collaborative effort for content, but specifically they talk about create networks of patronage, political support in order to maintain not just semblance of power, but anti-fragility. Here we go. He added that OGC would offer opportunities to members meet, host conferences, and to support people in the future who, like that firefighter in Virginia, was fired for simply donating Kyle Rittenhouse legal fund. And so then they do exactly what caused the creation of this with this article, where they like dox everybody and like look into all their shit. And it turned, they don't even really find anything bad. Like I said, these guys are pretty milquetoast if you look at like what they talk about. They're just vaguely, like they won't even, like they use terms like heritage American and shit like that. And so it's like you're just creating another group by publishing this art. Like they're so out of touch. Like they go to such work to infiltrate these things, and then write in the article how they get created, and then do the same thing again. It's gonna, like, I mean, it already is backfiring. You see more and more of these groups and stuff. Obviously, my opinion on like, I kind of agree that almost all of these are like either feted or are just there to ruin like young men's lives. That's why, like, if I was ever to like I'm an advocate for like non-political societies, like specifically non-political, usually centered around like writing. I think that one of the best ways to get any message across is not by writing a manifesto or having like a policy platform, you know, unless you're like literally trying to make a party, but it's through abstraction. A lot of the best arguments are made in fiction, specifically like, and I don't mean like stupid freaking Marvel and stuff. I mean like classical, the Western canon essentially. And so if you know, you want to, people want like brotherhood or whatever, and they want to get involved in the politics, like stay out of the politics and just learn the art of abstraction, learn how to write, and then just you know, get your message across that way, because then it's like explicitly not political, and obviously like only with people you know in real life. And I think a lot of those groups and stuff are moving offline, in the sense that everything is like in person and everything is like physical media and stuff. I'm kind of hoping there's a bit of a resurgence of that because of shit like, the Guardian showing up anytime more than 3 people show up and are explicitly political. So there's not all as well in the Nicholas Eats Oreos sweeper network, where basically this guy, I talked about Willie Mack's show before. His documentaries are pretty good, like they're well edited, and but he's like a classic case of why some of these like commentary documentary guys, the minute you get them live, the minute you talk to them as if you would talk to a normal person, like conversationally, they just, all their spaghetti falls out of their freaking pants. Every like quote debate or confrontation or live stream appearance that Willie Mack show has had, he tends to look like a total idiot. I don't think he's an idiot, really. He just, in that format, tends to look like an idiot. And it's what I said before, where he's the sort of guy that I feel like you could convince him the sky is red if you were to just have a conversation with him. Like, he could be convinced of anything because he's like extremely suggestible. And so there's this stupid little piddly thing where, you can say it's intentional and say it's not. I think it is intentional because Nicholas Eats Oreos has talked about how he's in all these discords before, how they plan like shit out, like who they're going to attack and everything. Like I don't know how he can deny that. I don't know how he can deny that. He's like, people call me like the commentary godfather. That's not true. And it's like, it is. You've showed DMs before, like whenever it's suited you've shown DMs that you do plan this shit. So I guess there was like some drama where Jay Stock gets doxxed or like face doxxed. He looks like Peter from Family Guy. And so did Willie Mack show. Now, to be fair, Willie Mack show like shows his face on his stuff, so I don't really know. And I guess because J Stock is like declared a hit on by Nicholas Eats Oreos, he put like an Oreo hit on him. It's okay that Willie Mack show like promotes his docs. And Alex Gikmo is kind of he's kind of funny because he's not like a streamer or anything, but he tends to be like a weather vane in this like really incestuous community where whenever he starts to like point out a hypocrisy or something, everyone kind of goes that way eventually and then admits that he was right, including Nicholas. But yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing cracks here. Every show I always say that like this whole little, well, not Shimu's not really part of this. He's kind of trying to get into it. And Godspeed, man. But this whole like community, I guess, that they insist doesn't exist, but very clearly does, and very clearly does like coordinate. It's gonna fall apart, and Nicholas is at the top, and there's gonna be something there. I'm just seeing the cracks. I'm just, the pie is still in the oven. It's not fully cooked, but it will be. I think it will be by maybe the end of the year, maybe next year. Yeah, holy crap! This is exactly. Keemstar says he wants to buy Creator Clash. It's funny because I don't think that Ian and Anissa could stop this. Because they supposedly gave up their share. They're not in leadership decisions anymore, and so people who own it, who have the ownership stake now, why wouldn't they? Like, they're not like, it's over. Like they've lost so much money, they might as well give it out. And honestly, obviously Keem is not a great guy, but if there's anything he could do, if there's anything that you got to give him credit for, is he knows how to make money online and he knows how to make these events work. Obviously, like Misfits and stuff like that is kind of on the downswing, and so is all of this creator boxing, which was always kind of fake to begin with, which is why I was never that interested in it. But I'd like to see him like revive it just as like that final joke, and maybe like make the whole thing dedicated to making fun of them. And meanwhile, in the Fagaverse, we have Blow Blacks and Tipster fighting over who's gayer, and it's just so funny because both these guys got like ejected from the community by like the commentary community people, like these people, and so now all they have is each other, kind of. But like, obviously their whole content strategy is they're still commentary people, so they can't like ally, and they both have done like, especially Blowblax has like literally went on like a 6-month arc shitting on Tipster, and so I guess he's like dropping DMs here. Last thing Tipster ever messaged me before blocking was that he was done with me in the commentary community forever. So there's like a 50-50 chance that Tipster has already agreed to this in your DMs, basically saying that Tipster goes back on his shit. He DM'd me in response to this Twitter conversation. I'm sure that they're fighting over. Tipster's just pointing out basically that, you made fad of me for being pansexual. Tipster has sex with pans, I don't really know how. I don't know if he like puts them in his mouth or something, but Bo Blacks for a long time was making fun of Tipster's sexual attraction to pans, and now he himself is sexually attracted to like everything. Because like Tipster's just attracted to pans, whereas Bo Blacks, he's attracted to, he's basically got what's it called? He's a trisexual in that he's willing to try anything. He's willing to try anything. Yes, I did see the Vito Schizo Shaw on TV. I'm gonna bring up his post if I can find it. And that he's wearing like a bluey shirt, which is hilarious. And so obviously they just throw back at each other how they're like they both are hypocrites, I guess. And then let me guess, in this DMs, Bo Blacks is going to be all like friendly and stuff behind the scenes. I'm sorry that I hurt to the point where you feel comfortable going out of your way to lie about my content and character. I hope you end up finding validation through IRL friends, family, or self-improvement. And it's just like anything any of these guys throw at each other, it can be applied to the other guys. So it's just, I don't know, it's just funny to watch. I don't have to lie. Everyone saw the content you made. And stop being a two-faced fraud. You apologize to me. Yeah, okay, so they're just whining at each other. I don't know. I just want more, like, I kind of think like an IVS between these two would be funny because they're just so, they're so conflict averse in an actual sense. Like they'll do this stuff where it's like passive aggressive dropping DMs. But then when they're in a call together, I mean, there was the one like, when Bo Black, when 111 happened, and then Bo Black's like was on the same stream as Tipster kind of shat on him. The problem is since they're both so deep in this like oh, we're wholesome sexual like deviance sphere, they have to like pretend to be nice even when they're not. And this is Nick's like response to Queeman pointing out, and Queeman is he's another one of these kind of commentary guys, but he's sort of taken the angle to be. He used to be kind of in the gang, right? In cool in the gang, but he's kind of positioned himself out of it now by shitting on Tommy C. And Tommy C is a locale. I mean, I kind of like him just because he's such a dumb boomer, and it's kind of endearing almost. But yeah, he's definitely like a locale. He'll like post like clips of himself being drunk, saying stupid shit on his, like saying stuff he doesn't want people to know on his live stream. He will post clips of himself doing that. He's like his own clipper. It's bizarre. And so like Queeman has kind of positioned himself outside this. Queeman is very clearly addicted to amphetamines. I don't know if you've ever like, it's not really worth looking at, but let me just pull up an example here. If you've ever since he started showing his face, if you just watch him, it's clear that he is flying all the time. Oh, he's live. Let's see. Is he going to show his face? Because I guarantee you, the minute I like show this, it'll be he'll be flying. No, it's not loading. Here, I'll just find one of these. Like you can see that he's like there was one that I looked at where I straight up commented on there. I was like, you are high, bro. like it's both the like jiggling leg thing and also the and yeah, he doesn't show. Okay, so he's starting to show his face less, but the real big giveaway is the jaw. He'll like move his jaw around. I don't think it's cocaine. I'm pretty sure it's Adderall because it's easy to get. But anyway, so he's like calling Nick out for being a hypocrite here, and then Nick does this like. Nick is getting like increasingly like legal brained with the way he deals with this stuff. Like he's not like a lawyer or anything, but he treats it like a PR guy, where he'll say shit like this, where if people want to be fixated with Willie or Tommy, that's their personal prerogative. If I don't think that criticism is fair or worthwhile, I reserve the right to not participate or judge people accordingly. LMFAO. And this is kind of like a similar thing to what people were kind of criticizing Shamu for, where it's like, bro, you're in every Discord. You've been here for 10 years. These are your boys who like you came up with, who you talk about when like you can, and all this shit's going down. And it really comes across as like sweeping. And it's not as simple as cover what I want or else. It's like people are calling you out. They're like, I'm criticizing you for this. And then you respond without responding, which is stuff like this. How can you possibly bring yourself to say something like the fixation on Tommy and Willie was really gross and unfair? What does that even mean? Gross and unfair. Buddy, this isn't the court of law. Fairness doesn't matter. Like, throw that word out of your fucking vocabulary when it comes to this stuff. Life isn't fucking fair, buddy. And much less the internet Serengeti. As far as gross, it's like, this is coming from like a commentary, like, you know, as... I mean, it's this kind of slop. Like, it's all gross. I mean, you're talking about people being sent skulls and like all this other crazy shit. So gross and unfair. Again, it just comes across as sweeping, and that's what people are criticizing you for. People I cover on a daily basis are presented with an opportunity to do this as well and actively choose to give me more content. Well, that's what they're saying about your friends here, is that they're given a choice to stop being stupid, and they're not, and so Queenman covers it. And the criticism here is that you are... Again, likewise, in all of these discords and stuff, talking shit, but you won't do it live because you're protecting them. I don't police what any of these guys say on their own respective platforms. They can go actually, yeah, but you do police because you criticize people. Like when you criticize people for posting like doxes or whatever, like, you know, bad tactics and whatnot, you criticize people for doing that. His point is, here's people doing that, and you're not talking about it. So it's like, if you're going to present yourself as this arbiter, as this guy who's determining, like, you know, whether you're A-logging, right, then don't be surprised when people come out and criticize you for not being consistent. Like, this was your mistake, is presenting yourself as an authority in a realm that inherently is like anarchic in structure. There's no like a sovereign authority here. People are just talking shit online. And so like this whole arc, all these tweets and stuff is just me. I'm just saying shit's going down. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, this stuff, there's gonna be a split. And I think Nicholas has survived because everybody, he's kind of like Godwinson, where everybody he kept around him was significantly stupider than him. So there was always like a piece to sacrifice, like a board game, but it's increasingly running out. And especially with him getting like as good views as he is. So, and then obviously there's subreddit, which is like the YouTube drama subreddit, but theirs is shitting on Willie for posting docs or whatever. And I just wanted to... There's the whole thing with Medicare. He hasn't posted in like 15 days, and he shut his store down. You know, I hate to be a downer, guys. I think he's coming back. I think this is an op. I kind of agree with KKK. I think that this is like to build hype for a big last stream for realsies, guys. Because it's going to be more than just he comes back. He's going to come back and be like, look, guys, I got some bad news. They told me that I actually have cancer too. Electric Boogaloo, and this is going to be the last stream for real. And if you're going to send in money, if you're going to buy a hat, you got to do it now. And obviously you like shut down the store so that you can focus on a single product for a higher margin. So you'll probably just have the hats and then be like, this is your last chance forever to buy the hat. And this is a credible threat because the store is shutting down and whatnot. Yeah, it's the last stream. It's like how after the Cold War is the end of history. It's the end of Medicare history. Francis Fukuyama. Okay, Tony Chase House. So I considered watching this documentary about him before I did this, and I kind of think it's going to be funnier to just jump in because just the titles alone, I can tell this is going to be Kino.
Satellite man just communicated. He said he dared me to claim that I outranked him or something.
Okay, so we got the satellite man in the hierarchy here. So the satellite man is communicating with him and dares. So there's a hierarchy here. Okay, so this is organized. This isn't just schizo ramblings. There's a hierarchy. He's going to establish it. It's sort of like, you know, the hierarchy of the church. You got like the cardinals and whatnot. The satellite man is challenging him.
Do you own Smith & Wesson or do I?
Okay.
Do you own Winchester or do I?
Yeah, tell him. Tell the satellite man.
Do I own the NRA or do you?
Do you own the NRA? I'm assuming he's claiming that he owns the NRA. So this is a very powerful individual then. Okay, so he has a bunch of guns, he owns the NRA, and he's just directly challenging the satellite man.
Do I own military installations, weapons corporations in this country or do you? Do I own air fighter jet manufacturing and commercial jet manufacturing?
So this guy's like DARPA? Like he owns the whole defense industry? You know, when I was driving up to San Francisco last weekend, there was like a crash. I don't know what happened, but like when the 5 turns into 580, it got closed down. And we had to get off on this exit that was like in the hilly savanna type part of Northern California. And it was the last exit before the crash. So like the entire freeway had to get off on this exit. And it was mostly all like horse pastures, probably like rich people like boarding horses. But I shit you not, we passed by I don't know what to call it other than an installation, but it had like, it was gated, it had security, it was a fence, and I'm serious, there was a sign, it said experimental test site 300. Experimental test site 300. And I'm sitting in my car, and it's not like the no one's moving on the road because it's just like a 2-lane fucking road out in the boonies, and the whole freeway is on it, right? So I looked this place up, and it turns out that it is a DARPA experimental test facility for explosives, like new explosives. And this guy, that must be this guy. Like, this guy knows what he's talking about. He runs, or at least indirectly is part of experimental test site 300.
Do I own car company manufacturing in America? Do I own farms?
Is that the PlayStation in the background? He's got the PlayStation menu music
in America?
Yeah.
Do I own gas stations? Do I own 165,000 gas stations around the fucking world?
I thought it was the Indians that owned them all.
Or is it you?
Yeah, tell him.
Or am I the owner? Do I own John Deere tractor, or do you?
This is like that scene in Breaking Bad where he's like, an industry that could be listed on the NASDAQ goes out of business if I leave, and you think that of me?
Do I own Freightliner or International or Peterbilt? Or do you? Do I own Mack Truck? What companies do you think I own? Do I own General Motors? Or do I own Lamborghini, Ferrari?
Did this guy get bailed out in 2008? Because like, didn't GM get a bailout in 2008?
Chevrolet?
Maybe that's when he bought it.
What do you own, motherfucker?
Let's go.
Do I own Lamborghini? Do I own Mercedes? Do I own BMW? What do you fucking own? Do I own the White House?
Whoa.
Or do you claim you thought you owned the White House? You better go into court, you motherfucker! Why do you think they call me the son of Uncle Sam? Because it was my family that loaned money to the American government! You fucking
Let's go,
faggot!
so we can thank this guy for... Nice. So we can thank this guy for, like, the country. Like, he was the startup angel investor in the United States. His family.
You better go into court, you motherfucker!
Wow.
And how you guys doing? This is very important in reference to
Okay, so now we've got... This is going to be more of a... Yeah, he bailed them out, yeah.
the crimes of satellite controllers and their abuses. In reference to these satellite controllers terrorizing my life, trying to...
Damn, this guy is in a constant war with the satellite man. Like, the satellite guy. The last one was him, was cutting a promo on the satellite guy. And this is like a manifesto.
My life, and them trying to dictate my life, and them stealing my money, and them costing me money, and them damaging my face and teeth.
Good, good. I'm glad you're establishing the damages now. That'll help you in your lawsuit, dude.
People need to get charged for murder attempts. They have no legal right trespassing on the property.
True.
These satellite controllers are hitting me in the teeth and face. They're trying to dictate what shows I watch, what movies I watch.
They're trying to take this guy's keynote from him. The satellite man. The satellite man, and you know, he was good of him in the last video to pose it all as rhetorical, as if we already know the answer that he owns all these things. Because then they can't plead ignorance. The satellite man cannot plead ignorance.
What music I listen to. They're trying to dictate what food I eat. They're trying to dictate what soft drinks I drink, what milk, what V8 juice.
No, not the milk.
They're terrorizing my life. I buy these products for myself. This government man's terrorizing my life, damaging my face and teeth, trying to steal my identity. Where's his royal protocol?
Well, I'm not surprised they're trying to steal your... I mean, when you own GM, you bailed out the government. Like, I mean, you're a very valuable identity to steal.
I own the copyrights to a lot of things in the media.
Yeah.
In reference to my mother and father's companies and grandparents' companies. So who's this man? Who's this man in the satellite control room? Who do they think they are?
Wait, is he talking about, like, Christoph? Is he talking about, like, the Truman Show? Like, Christoph is the satellite man?
Who do they think they are? They're trying to block me from singing music. They're damaging my face and teeth. They're trying to claim that they thought they were me. They don't live with me, these government people in their satellite control room.
True.
They have no connection to me at all. So who the fuck are they? Does the Music Hall of Fame know who they are?
It's Christoph, dude. It's the show producer.
Motown know who they are? Does rock and roll know who they are? Does country music know who these people are? Does the FCC know who these people are? Who the fuck are these people? Terrorizing my life. Trying to play their puppet game. And their voodoo doll terrorism. I don't know the...
Okay, so voodoo doll, that's like a very schizophrenic metaphor. Now, obviously, this guy's not schizophrenic. He's just trying to speak his truth. But I assume what he means by voodoo doll is just that he is the voodoo doll and they're trying to manipulate him like someone would a voodoo doll. That's what a lot of these guys will, like, they'll say things that sound super crazy, but they're just like speaking in metaphors and they just assume you immediately make the connection, right? Terry Davis did this a lot. So he's the voodoo doll and this satellite man is trying to like poke him like a voodoo doll to like steal his identity and stuff. That's what he means.
These people nothing. They're not associated with me in any fucking way. Does the Treasury know who they are? Does the Supreme Court know who they are? You better quit messing up my teeth. My teeth are my real teeth, you asshole. You're stealing and damaging
Very
royal
protective
DNA.
of his teeth. I wonder if he has a lot of dreams about his teeth. That's like a common dream thing, is teeth dreams. Maybe that's why he brings it up.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
It's Christoph, dude.
You're not from my family tree. You and your fucking Ponzi scheme of trying to murder off people to steal their land or property or their revenues or residuals or their copyrights. Who the fuck are you? You're not allowed on my mother and father.
It is kind of telling that he lives so humbly despite getting all of those residuals. I assume he owns Gap. That's why he has this here.
Company properties. You're not allowed on any of the residential properties either, government terrorist, and your satellite shit. Who are you? What made you think you had any right damaging my face and teeth?
No, they have no right, dude.
What made you think you had any right blocking me from watching movies or TV?
They're taking his Kino.
Or music videos. Or singing songs or singing along with songs. Who the fuck are you? A communist?
Cuts off right there.
Hey guys doing? This is very important in reference to history and
Okay, so this is 4 years ago, and penis crime. Girls that have slept with me need to make YouTube videos about my penis, and whatever person was working with these people that stoked from my penis, their names and identity. Okay. Yeah, all right.
penises. People, there needs to be a lot of...
Hold on, what was that opening line?
What are you guys doing? This is very important in reference to history and penises. People, there needs to be a lot of...
Yeah.
talk shows or people that do interviews and knowledgeable facts about penises.
True.
My penis has been documented since the day I was born. I was born with...
Wow, so like you had penis inspection day like every day? Like at gym class?
One of the largest penises in the world.
Yeah.
It's documented. I was born with a penis that was over 15 inches long when I was born.
Holy shit.
My royal family heritage. My father had a big penis. My grandfathers had big penises.
How do you know that? I mean, we're talking about documentation here, right? Like, did they show you?
These men that stole from my penis. These men that tried to steal my identity.
Yeah.
Those men need to
and
get
your
arrested.
identity is your penis. Okay, I'm putting it all together now. So they're trying to steal his identity as one of the most penised individuals.
And they need to be interviewed and asked why they were trying to steal my penis. And who the hell do you think you are trying to steal my penis?
Yeah, for real.
Claiming you were a bigger man than my father or grandfathers? Yeah. You obviously got a brain problem.
For real. No, they did. For you being one of the most documented penises and penis individuals, for people, just random people to claim that, they're more. He's right. They must have brain problems.
This man tried to claim stupid shit like, he thought you didn't know how to use your penis right.
Yeah.
So he thought he would steal your penis, and then he would steal your penis and use it on his penis, and then claim that he knew how to...
Okay, hold on, man. I was kind of hoping that this story was going to be like a girl saying this, because that would make a little more sense. Now you're talking about using penises on each other. I kind of see why he needs to say that he's not gay.
Fuck better with your big dick after he stole it from your body. That man gets the death penalty. My penis is my penis. It's a royal penis of my family heritage.
Okay. Death penalty. You steal my penis identity? Death penalty.
Any man that stole any length of my penis must get put on trial for execution and life in prison.
Let's go.
You claim you were a bigger, richer man than
this guy would have killed Epstein, but not for what we think he did.
Father government man. Even if you were richer, even if you thought you were...
Is that a creature in the background? Is that a cat? He has a cat? Hopefully he doesn't pounce.
Taller man, even if you thought anything. You had no right stealing from my penis.
True.
My penis is my penis.
True. Go off.
You're jealous because somebody had more penis than you.
Yeah.
Because you got brain problems.
Yeah.
You claim that
no, it definitely is sourced from cuck rage. She's right about that.
You had such a grandiose identity of yourself that you thought you'd steal other men's penises. You get put on trial for the death penalty. What makes you think that you had any right trying to downsize on another man's son's penis? Because another man's son's penis was bigger than yours? You're not going to win this argument no matter what. You're going to get put on trial for life in prison or execution. And the stolen penis that they stole from my genetics, the pieces that they stole have to be put back on.
No, this guy's immune to toxoplasmosis.
Those men must get prosecuted for their crimes. And these people tucking the penis all the time, spying on me in the shower and trying to call me somebody else's name, trying to call me a man with a little dick. The Treasury better know who these people are. People need to know who these people are trying to steal my penis and trying to steal my identity. I'm not giving
this
up.
This guy has a lot. Like, I mean, you gotta, to be real, man. Are you surprised if people are trying to steal your identity? Because, like, think about what you'd have access to if you stole this guy's identity. GM, the U.S. government, the White House, copyrights all over television and stuff, and the largest documented penis.
Up an inch of my penis or no amount of measurements from my penis. Even if you get the death penalty for trying to steal my penis, I'm not going to give a fuck about you, man.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because it's just. Like, you can't have regrets if you really believe you're carrying out justice.
You tried to steal my penis. You tried to steal my identity of my mother and father and grandparents. You need to get put on trial for execution or life in prison.
Yeah. Or life in prison. Well, I mean, man, I mean, life in prison is kind of a wasted sentence. Let's be real, guys.
You had no legal right. You won't ever have a legal right. And whoever the physician is that was working for your people that stole from my penis, that physician gets the death penalty too.
Yeah, yeah.
Or life in prison. Rule protocol of my identity is in the media 24 hours a day. And my penis is documented in code.
In code. Okay, cool.
In that particular document that's in the media.
Yeah. You think that that's what they're actually talking about on Oprah? You know, The View, where it's just like a bunch of like black women or whatever, like hooping and hollering about whatever they think is going on in politics. You think that's what they're really talking about? They're sending the code like that. They're speaking in code about this guy's penis.
That man must get prosecuted. Whoever you are, man, you need to get prosecuted and you need to get put on trial for execution or life in prison.
Yeah.
And you lose all your property, you lose all your land, too, for stealing from my penis. And you lose all your accounts, too. Real protocol of my identities in the media 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? This is very important and relevant.
Okay, so this is also from four years ago. He's got like a wall here. I'm thinking maybe that the wall represents all the things he owns, like, you know, products or brand names.
To factuality of this country, and which people are the legal highest ranking people in this country.
Yeah.
put my ranking on public television of who I am.
Yeah.
And who my parents are.
So yeah, he does have a thing about hierarchies, obviously, because he was talking about the satellite man, like where he is on the hierarchy. Now he's talking about rankings, and he has a very kind of an airtight understanding too, because he always brings it back to his parents and grandparents, which is like a very traditional, very old way of looking at it that served a lot of people. Is you have to show the origin of your position.
This government satellite man is burning my mouth, making me buy cigarettes, and then burning my mouth after I buy cigarettes.
Okay, it's all coming together now. So he smokes. He doesn't want to smoke. He wants to quit smoking. But the satellite man, Christoph, in the room for the Truman Show, is making him buy cigarettes. And that's how, okay. So that's where the teeth come into it.
I need to move to another city and state.
Yeah, probably, man.
There is no statute of limitations of prosecuting these people. But swift justice is necessary against these satellite controllers. They have damaged my teeth. They are stalking me. They've stolen sperm. They've stolen my blood.
Whoa. Well, again, can you really blame them? Like, you own so much, and so much of it is contingent on your heritage, like your parents and grandparents. It makes sense why they'd steal that to try to create a successor.
They're burning blood when they're burning my mouth. They're burning bones. That's 4th-degree burns. That is mutilation. That is hate crimes. These people must get prosecuted. Any politician think they outrank me in America? Which person's the largest landowner? Any person that thinks they outrank me, you must go on television and say you think you outrank me. Don't forget, I was born with...
Hold on, how do we make that happen? We need anyone to go on TV and make that claim.
Impeachment status.
Obviously, they'd be wrong, right? Because this guy clearly outranks. I can't even think of anyone he wouldn't outrank that would be able to say that. But
and I do have legal right to impeach presidents, governors, and mayors, police.
Hold on, so you're the problem, dude? Like all our political deadlock and all this shit with Epstein, or like even if you're on the other side of things, like the failed impeachments of Trump or whatever, like you could have put an end to it at any moment. You could have deposed any of these guys, and you didn't do it.
Chiefs and other people. Even at their own companies, if they're trying to hurt me. Make sure you understand, I don't have nothing to hide, motherfucker.
True.
These are my real teeth.
Yeah.
And you are trying to make me run around by you burning my mouth and teeth. You're trying to control my life. Then you're trying to say stupid shit. Like, oh, that man on fire looks like he's out of control.
Oh,
He did
no.
my teeth, man.
What happened,
Look at those
man?
black marks. Those are laser marks on the teeth. Laser burns.
I don't think that's what those are.
Laser burns. And my dentist...
I kind of was on board with all of his other claims until now. Like, I believe the ownership stuff. I believe the documented penis, but I don't think those are burn marks.
to go on television and state the facts that those are laser burns on the teeth. Or he can get arrested if he does not go on television to say that those are laser burns from satellite and government people doing that to my teeth. Look at that. Laser burns. Laser burns. This motherfucker is trying to claim he had
Is that
whiter
like meth? Is he doing meth?
bones than me. This man is trying to play competition of my teeth. You are ruining my life. You better leave me alone. You fucking terrorist. All you people involved must step down from your position. My status must get advertised in the media of who I am and who my...
The media must acknowledge my rank, or people will die. I'm a man of my word.
parents are. And if you're trying to call me a common citizen, I'm going to sue you for every fucking penny you got. You fucking terrorist. You've been sexually assaulting me. You've been holding me hostage. You've damaged my teeth. You must get prosecuted. You fucking terrorist. And you tried to call me out of control? Let's set you on fire.
Yeah.
Let's see how you jump around.
True.
You fucking freak.
That's about all. Peace out.
And how you doing? This is another thing
This is a newer
about
one.
crimes and human trafficking.
Crimes of assault and physical abuses and extortion and crimes and abuses of poaching and government. I bet you this guy understands assault better than that guy on the fish tank. So did he get new teeth? Because that was 4 years ago. And look, his teeth don't look... Yeah, so he got new teeth. He got implants. Hold on. Wasn't he just saying in one of these other newer videos that they were trying to fuck up his teeth again and that they were his real teeth? Because, buddy, these are, like, I saw your teeth before. These are new teeth, clearly.
These people must get charged for demanding things from my body, such as them as stealing teeth or them trying to steal
We're
the
on
metal
the
out
teeth
of my
again.
teeth.
The teeth, why are they on the teeth?
That my royal parents put there. These people are not part of my family. They would have no position of doing that. The activity of them doing that is attempts of murder.
Yeah.
The activity of these people choking me and trying to suffocate me with satellites is attempts of murder.
True.
The activity of these government people demanding that they wanted my genetics, demanding that they wanted my teeth, demanding that they just wanted to hurt me, and they wanted to steal.
He knows something we don't about his teeth. Like, they're really coming hard on his teeth.
From me, and they wanted to manipulate, and they wanted to steal my identity. I was born as who I am. It's my birthrights.
Yeah.
My anatomy is my birthrights, not yours. You demanding anything from my anatomy, there would be legal right to put you to death or put you in the electric chair or to put you in prison for the rest of your life. You have no right demanding anything from my anatomy. If you stole anything, they must put you on trial for execution and life in prison. You don't have a right.
At least he stayed consistent on his jurisprudence. He's more consistent than Islamic jurisprudence, honestly, because he's been very consistent about put on trial for execution and life in prison.
Steal body parts.
For stealing body parts or identity, specifically regarding his penis and now regarding his teeth. It seems that he's kind of moved away from the penis identification more to the teeth. I don't know if that's just because he got new teeth or what.
Or identified facts of information in reference to my identity, such as the metal in my teeth, which is a rare royal metal that was created by my grandfather.
Whoa. Okay, so he's got like unobtainium teeth. That's cool.
The fact that you trying to steal it,
mithril
you
teeth,
should get the death penalty or life in prison.
Yeah.
You don't have a right trying to steal from my identity. Things that are documented royally. Your markings and abuse is not royal markings. Whatever race and religion you are, whatever class you are, you tried to mark on my body from the class and history that you came from, and that is a violation of royal markings and royal history of where I came from. You don't have a right marking on my body or damaging things on my body because of where you came from or the thoughts that are in your fucking brain. You have no right damaging anything on my body. You have no right trying to dictate my life.
I like how focused this guy is on law and rights. Like, he has a very firm basis in rights-based jurisprudence, which is already ahead of a lot of people.
You don't have a right dictating a person's life in reference to asthma cigarettes. You don't own the asthma cigarettes. You don't own the person that uses asthma cigarettes to mess with my mouth. That is attempts of murder. You don't live here. The asthma cigarettes don't bother your brain, or does it? There's no way for it to bother your brain. You got some other types of problems inside your brain.
True.
You have no right terrorizing.
Yeah, I mean, from his testimony, like, this satellite man is really mentally ill. Like, the satellite man is crazy that he's so obsessed with this guy's teeth and so obsessed with this guy's like status.
Stalking me or stealing from me because of your lack of accomplishments or your failures of what you mismanaged in your life. You don't have a right trying to terrorize my life because you mismanaged yours. You have no right trying to steal my family wealth or my identity or my accomplishments because you wanted to make yourself look better than what you are, or you wanted to make yourself seem more accomplished than what you are by stealing my accomplishments and holding me hostage. You must get prosecuted for all your crimes and your violations of physical assault.
You know, when I see stuff like this, it makes me think that maybe all of this stuff about Epstein and everything, or like immigration, or the massive like over demand versus supply of housing, or all these problems are just distractions from like what they're really doing, which is trying to steal this guy's teeth. And all of us are so wrapped up around that stuff, and then that guy is the real victim of the system, of having his teeth stolen, his penis identity stolen, everything. So I played a little bit of Sam's response to the whole VOR thing, the cookie gate, as they're calling it, cookie monster. And I don't know, Sam must have seen my video because basically in this response, it appears that he pretty much says like a lot of the stuff I said, which is that, you know, if the sector's getting, well, he doesn't say it this way, but if they're getting sectorized, you gotta keep guys like this out. And unfortunately, when you look at the comments here, basically, I was worried that Sam was going to sweep because the clip I played, it kind of looked like he was going to sweep. But this video, apparently, he goes full knot. He like breaks the broom, and he's just like, he says what needed to be said about this whole thing, which is this guy's got to go, essentially. And if you look at the comments here, it really shows why you have to be firm about this stuff, because so many of these comments are coping. So many of these comments are sweeping. They're like, oh, he's not guilty. We haven't seen the evidence. So we should let him back. And all of this indicates to me, this VOR guy, he's going to be back in 6 months. Mark my words. In 6 months, he's going to try to come back. He's going to do a stream or a video or something just to see if enough of the audience will show up. And this is kind of why, like, these guys in the whole theology YouTube, they need to sectorize faster. They need to kind of go through the ringer a little bit faster. Because when this guy tries to come back and pretend like nothing happened and that he's forgiven, they need to be doing, you know, voice of reason is 4 things type streams. Okay, they need to be like come at this guy, and they're gonna not want to, because like I said, they kind of have this view of themselves where their side of the internet is because it's about theology and it really should be above in conduct, all these other things. They're going to want to not get into the gutter, essentially, and like fight with each other. But you just kind of have to if you're going to be doing this stuff online. I apparently in this, Sam does kind of say that there's this perception that this side of the internet is like above all of this, and it's just not. Like, you know, what happened with Vor would have happened in any other side of the internet. Is you get moderately famous, you get a lot of positive feedback, and then you immediately go goon max. Like, that happens everywhere.
Now, I have some information from reliable sources that are in the know, and they have receipts, but I can't mention their names. So I'm not going to mention names, but I'm going to share something with you. I'm just going to do it, and I pray God have mercy on us and on me, and I speak carefully because it's everyone's talking about it. Even JP Slut had to jump on it. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's now making this the news. You know what I'm talking about, right? Everyone is talking about it. Christian Wagner is talking about it. Avoiding Babylon's talking about it. JP Slut is talking about it. Idol Killer is talking about it. Alex is now the focus of all attention. He's now getting all attention for all the wrong reasons. Everyone's talking about it here. It's Christian Wagner. A series of texts were published and a photo of him. And like I said, I was afraid he's going to sweep, but from what I've been told, I haven't seen this video, but what I've been told, he does say, like, the texts have been proven authentic, and they have too. I mean, I went over this in the last stream. Like, they're real. Like, his face is in them, his voice is in them. Even the one about the 16-year-old, those have been confirmed real directly from the source themselves. So I'm glad that I am hoping that he doesn't mince any words about that. He's just like, this shit's real, guys, and because of that, this guy, you know, he's got to go. Where he is engaging in less than appropriate behavior and language with a girl who he was catechizing. He was her catechist. Yeah. And it is stated she was between 15 and 16 years old. Now, here he says that people are saying she's 14. He goes, that's a lie. But it's not just her. Yeah, get him. Exactly. This is what I said. It's like you misstate and focus on the worst claim so that you can disregard all the others. Yeah. Like I said, I'm glad Sam is coming at this. The next test is going to be, guys, in 6 months. In 6 months, he is going to try to come back, because there's a lot of people in these comments who, if this guy ran up a stream in 6 months, they'd show up and they'd pay pig and do all this shit because they want to. You know, it's like, it's theology, it's about Christianity, you know, it's about redemption and all this stuff. But the thing is, all that stuff's going to happen offline, okay? And the sign of it happening offline is him staying offline, okay? And so if he shows up and says, yeah, I totally did penance for my cookie eating, please watch my shit, like, guys like Sam, guys like Wagner, they're gonna have to. It's gonna be a little sectory, but they're gonna have to do like a "this guy is 4 things" stream. Don't watch him. Fuck this guy kind of stuff. And I'm afraid that they're not gonna want to do it over. I don't want to get in the muck or whatever. And it's like, the problem is, if you do nothing, if you don't get in the muck, then like you're not gatekeeping this at all, and it's just gonna keep happening. Submitted that he's been doing this with many women
even as recently as June, and there were voice texts. I'm just letting you know, inside story. I know this from a very reliable source. And
obviously all that stuff did get released. It's not anonymous anymore. It was the tweet I talked about before.
Texts and voice texts.
Some people simply cannot. No, I know you don't mean it, but to believe that someone cannot be saved is the only unforgivable sin. The thing is, my point is, if VOR is going to make penance for this or is going to like fix his shit, it's not going to be online. It's going to be offline. And him trying to come back online in 6 months, which I'm telling you he's going to do, it would be an indication that he is not actually doing penance. He's not actually doing the things he needs to do. And so then he deserves criticism for it.
To a particular source, and they have the receipts. So it's not just based on.
And so these guys need to take the stand that it's like, under no circumstance should this guy be able to come back and like be part of like talking about theology and shit.
Okay, not just based on rumors.
Yeah,
not even in this statement, he doesn't deny his sin. He denies that the girl was 14, even here.
Yep.
I want to read it for you. I want you to read and understand carefully. Exactly, divine orthodoxia. Right here. I must address the accusations that have been circulating online over the last 24 hours. First and foremost, the accusation I was having a relation with a 14-year-old girl is a complete fabrication. Yes, there may have been some who said 14. Actually, one of the sources told me it's 15 or 16. All right, but the messages are there. So what is he denying? That she's 14. But I want you to see. I am treating an accusation with the seriousness that it deserves. I've made my church aware of what is being said about me online, and we have contacted the authorities. I'm voluntarily cooperating in an investigation. Good. Well, that's what Michael Brown and others did, and it didn't come out looking good for Brown and others. That will allow the truth to come to light, and it will dispel this awful and vicious rumor. Now, notice, the only awful, vicious rumors of the 14-year-old. Did you catch it? I want you to be smart when you read.
Yes.
That's what he is.
Get him, Sam. Yes, that's exactly what I said. Yeah, I think it's clear. Sam watched my video. We're going to collab. He's going to be part of the Asman collab. And then there was that clip last night where Ralph said that he was a fan of my streams, that he watched the coverage. So we're putting the dream team together here. We're going to have Asman Gold, Sam Shamoon, Ethan Ralph as part of that's going to be the dream team.
Adamant against. But now watch. I'm also prepared to undergo legal action against those who defame me. But here's where he basically admits the guilt to and the seriousness to all the other things. I must also sincerely apologize to everyone who has been hurt, shocked, scandalized by these rumors. It is of great importance that I also acknowledge all of my mistakes, failures, and sins. I'm a wretched sinner. That's confession right there. Who's in desperate need of God's mercy as well as in need of the forgiveness of those whom I've offended and sinned against. He just acknowledged. It's not a lie. You understand? The only thing he's adamant against is that there was a 14-year-old that he had inappropriate behavior
exactly.
with.
He's
not denying the sexting. Because there is actual evidence and there is voice text, and one is pretty bad. One is actually very bad.
Yeah.
And I say nothing until they bring it to like very bad. And from what I was told, there's also voice texting up until June. So you see that? Everyone caught it, right? This right here is a tacit admission. He has sinned. Now I understand, look, there's no justification. May God forgive me if I sound like a justification. If you have a young lady you love and you want to marry and you struggle with sexual purity, fornication, and you're trying to go to the priest and confess and fight it till you get married. I understand that. That's common. It's not right. But this is not what he's being accused of. You understand?
Well, it would be so funny because it's like you have Ralph who is who's at the very bottom, like, oh, well, not the bottom. What I mean is like Ralph's in the sector. He's like in the gutter. He's all holds barred, like a fighter, right? So you have that, and then Sam, who is a big shit talker. Like in some of these debates, he has some funny lines where he's a big shit talker, but he wants it to be like intellectual. And then you have Asman in the middle, who's just like barely even knows what's going on, but it has this expectation of fame, where he thinks that everything he says is important. And then they would all just shit on each other. It would be a disaster. No Shamtroon, yeah.
You understand the point, guys? So what's the point? When you idolize me or William or Michael Lofton, you're going to be crushed and disappointed. This can happen to me. Am I afraid it can happen to me? Yes, I am afraid. Why? Because I'm not a Superman. I'm not Superman. I'm not super spiritual. I'm not holier than thou. It can happen to me.
Thank you for calling this out. This is kind of what I mean when I say that I feel like these guys are not going to do what needs to be done in this sort of like, you know, because they think that they're like better. They think that their sector is too good. It's like, we can't get involved in drama. We can't. This is just slop. We can't talk about this. And it's like, okay, but then if you don't, this guy's going to come back. Like,
the temptation is real.
You're going to get slopped either way. Like, that's just the fact of the matter. Is on the internet, this is what happens. People, like, it becomes slop. You can at least be equipped well. You can at least know how to deal with it.
Who are in the limelight because Satan wants to take us out. So if you're not praying for William or myself and others, the Spirit save us from our own flesh, then it's over for us. But my point being, you have to not make any human figure on this side of glory an idol. On this side of glory, you can't make any figure an idol.
Which means when this guy comes back, don't think he's immediately better.
Look to the saints who have finished the race. They can't sin anymore. Look to the holy martyrs, the theologians, the fathers, the doctors of the church who finished the race. They can't sin anymore, right? Saint Teresa can't sin anymore. Saint Padre Pio can't sin anymore, right? Saint Charalambos can't sin anymore. Saint Moses the Black can't sin anymore. Paul can't sin anymore. Our queen, our mother was kept pure. She's glorified. She won't sin. When you finish the race and you die in union with Christ, then you look to that person. But as long as we have breath, we can fail. And I'm letting you know, I fear for myself. I'm not lying. I fear for myself. The young lady will tell you, right? So do not idolize us. Don't. Look to those who finished the race. Popes can disappoint you, right? So Catholics, how many popes have turned into anti-popes? St. Paul, pray for us. The struggle with lazy and sloth food, they'll tell you. I don't know. I don't want to sound like American, but people know me. The last thing you'll get being with me is that I think I'm holy and I'm a saint. I don't think it's going to end well for Alex.
Yeah, here we go.
Sadly, I don't think it's going to end well for Alex.
Yeah.
Because you just saw he basically confessed. He has sinned. He has done what these women have come out and said he's done. His only concern is not to be accused of doing something to a 14-year-old because that means he'll spend some jail time. That's his fear. If there's a rumor he did something inappropriate with a 14-year-old, she's underage, he's afraid of the backlash, the criminal charges, right? So that's what he's passionately denying. But the rest of the things he did not deny, right? So Alex, by the grace of God, just needs to step away. May God forgive us. Forgive me, just step away, brother. Because there is no coming back from this. Even if the rumors are false, men are not like God. God is not like man.
And like I said, I think what he means by that is there's no online coming back from this. Obviously, this guy could go become a monk and be a saint someday, or what? Like that's not going to happen. But like it could happen. But we would never know about it. Like that would be the redemption, is that we never hear about this guy again.
And men will not forgive. They will always condemn you, right? So pretty much, it happened with Michael Brown. Just to let you know. Yeah, it is. Mango, it's over. It happened with Michael Brown.
It's over. Thank you. Yes.
This is where I'm going to show you a passage of scripture. Okay, it happened to Michael Brown. Okay, Michael Brown, I think it's over 20 years ago. There was a secretary, and he had an emotional attachment to her. Didn't have sex with her. There was some inappropriate behavior. No sex. He got convicted. He confessed, told his wife. It was resolved. He was forgiven. Yeah, he's forgiven. Fast forward 20 years later, the woman comes back and makes it an issue and goes public. And then Michael Brown's friends became his enemies, his detractors. And they did
detractors. We got the sectorization is really coming in here.
You know, an independent investigation. They go, yeah, this happened, but he acknowledged it happened. He acknowledged it. He acknowledged it back then. He told his wife. He asked for forgiveness. Forgiven. Move on. No, they don't move on. So that was 20 years ago. They don't move on. They make it something
getting the tour of the apartment
for him
here
to deal with now. Now, some of the people who were supposedly his friends turned against him, accused him of being a narcissist. Thank God he didn't have sex with his wife. He asked Christians, your sins have been forgiven. They've been removed. You've moved on. Put it in the past. Now let's move forward. Because the way these hypocritical Pharisees, David accept the responsibility, and he's become a move the books of David. But you know what?
And this is the clip we already saw.
It isn't removed. The interview
where I thought that he was talking about VOR with the whole freaking David analogy, but he wasn't. So yeah, this is better than I thought it was originally. And we'll see. We'll see if they do the needful, so to speak, in 6 months when he tries to come back, because he's going to. I guarantee it. There's too many people positive on Twitter. There's too many people positive in the comments who are like, the real bad person is the girls for releasing the text, and it's like, yeah, obviously the girls are being hosed in the text, but they're not the primary antagonist here. The primary antagonist is him. And so I looked at this stuff with legal dick sucker. I just so happened to like stream the day a lot of this came out, and Alex did exactly what a lot of people were saying, which is that he cut the legal dick sucker stuff into its own video. And apparently there's some even crazier clips in here than what we even looked at before. And yeah, this guy's got to go. Like, this guy's got to go. I was kind of a little milquetoast about it before, just in the sense that I hadn't kind of looked at everything. Originally my criticism was just he's a hypocrite saying he's not a passport bro, and that Hassan was 100% right. But now it's just so much worse than that. Some of the stuff that he said, like even by his own definition of a passport bro, he is one. And like what he's doing with it and what he's like encouraging people to do and helping them do is disgusting. And there's a reason he's over in these countries. I think that the whole like police report thing, Sam Shamoon, Ethan Ralph, Asmongold, Persip, Sam Hyde, Josh Moon collab. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, the problem with that is the minute you get like Sam in there, it's kind of just going to implode because Sam is going to want to take control of it and then probably fight Ralph, and Ralph probably loses that fight. Let's be real, guys. And then Josh will just be whining the whole time. I do kind of want to see. There's talk of maybe a Sam Hyde saying something about Josh. I saw someone was mentioning that there was like one response where Sam said that Josh was like a nuclear waste or something. I think you said that. I don't know. Streaming with Persip. Yeah, I mean, I'd shit on him a lot. I don't know. I don't think Persip's like evil. Like he's not like he doesn't like gotta go like some of these other guys. It's just the boyfriend oriented content strategy is really gross, and it makes him cope for stuff in like really weird ways, and he just does this. He's kind of like Josh in that he makes the same mistakes over and over and over again. And I just don't know if I could, because it's just going to be another 30 minutes of relitigating the breakup with PPP, you know? He compared Null to Richard Spencer. Well, that's too complimentary to Null, and I really don't like Richard Spencer.
In Thailand.
But so it's like, I don't know, if there was like a big stream, you know, like a big event where everybody was calling in, yeah, sure, I'd call in and, you know, maybe talk some shit or something. But, yeah, I don't know. I think, you know, he's kind of taken this all a little more casually recently, which is good. He probably should. Which doesn't make sense because Null doesn't have a wife to push. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I mean, is it's too complimentary to Null, even though Richard, like, again, which is not meant to be a compliment to Richard Spencer. He's fucked up too.
It's illegal to have sex for money in public. See, that's the deal. In public. In private, it doesn't matter. So, and the definition of private is the curtain. Right?
The definition of passport bro is you.
It's fine. So just be understanding if you're a guy who wants to do that, that's available to you down there. Thai women very much.
It was funny. He was a person in the stream the other day, and I was like shit posting in the chat talking about how he wanted to like fuck everybody. And he got so mad. He's like, this guy's mentally ill, and I'm like, bro, you're getting got by the chat. He's so easy to get too because it's like he wants his streams to get hijacked. You know, like he wants it. It's weird.
Western men, very open to it. So yeah, that's how it.
It's not that Thailand is a beautiful country. It's about cheap sex and where the demand and the supply meet.
We're talking about thousands of children. We're talking about young children. We're talking about children 12 and under.
Obviously, Thailand very open in terms of sexuality, sex culture. You can get laid anywhere with some cash though. Viking Gnome, dude, 100% true. 100% true.
Hello there. Here at Weasel Mindset, we're here to show you who the weasels are.
Obviously, Laos, really good, really undeveloped. If you're like wanting to go out there and do whatever drugs you want, not that
Yeah, well, that was the other thing that came out right after I did my stream is that he has like this extensive criminal. He's just a drug, like he is a druggie. Like he has a criminal record for. I think it's a criminal record, but there was some documentation about him being a druggie, and like some guy who knew him back in Florida said that he's a druggie and like hides his track marks and shit with tattoos.
I said that, not that that's legal. I'm just saying it, you know, maybe people are looking the other way.
I didn't go on the stream. I was just in the chat. Because I couldn't call in. I wasn't in the stream bunker. But it was like the one they did just the other day where I was just typing in chat because I was just shitposting in chat trying to like trigger person. And he just immediately fell for it. And then I said something else. It was with Brian because Brian called him out too. He's like, dude, why are you getting triggered by the chat? And also you're just copying like what the chat says. It is funny that he kind of falls for that every time.
About the Johnny Somali documentary.
It's about how he's worse than... Yeah, he kind of is. I mean, the only aspect of this that, like, you could kind of argue about is that Krakata has, like, put his children in danger, whereas Lowly Mindset, I guess, at least has the... I don't know if it's good sense or opportunity to not have kids. Because, like, if he was dragging them across the world for his weird fantasies and shit, that would be so much worse than Makeda.
Segment in the film. It's a 10-minute segment in an hour 36-minute documentary talking about legal mindset.
The more I looked into legal mindset, the weirder it seemed to get.
Are people not going on dates and having sex in Korea? People are f***ing, let me tell you. And if you guys want to find that out, come over and visit Seoul. We'll have a good time.
So he made a video. Alex Novell is a liar like Johnny Somali.
Alex Novell is a liar like Johnny Somali.
Alex Novell is 4 things. He is based, he is red-pilled on legal mindset, and he is about to destroy your response. That's 3 things, but I did a Worski there. I brought it up before the clip where PvP's like someone's like 4 things and Worski holds up a 3. Absolutely legendary. I really wish I had clipped that when it happened, because it's just like a classic Worski retard moment.
Somali. As a figure on the internet, you need to accept the fact that people are going to say bad things about you, and people say bad and untrue things about me all the time.
Which is definitely worse than well, if that's true, then yeah, he definitely is.
Routinely, I do.
That's what I mean. It's sort of like the Gator Worski debate where it's like academic. You have to like break down the relative harms of all the crimes, and at the end, it's just like just fuck both these guys, like.
However, this one is malicious, and because it was concocted in such deep collaboration with Somali's people, this deserves to be called out and deserves to be dismissed as well.
So I'll say it right here and now.
So okay, hold on.
All the time, and as a figure on the internet,
is a liar like Johnny Somali.
Alex Novell is a liar like Johnny Somali. As a figure on the internet, you need to
I ignore routine defamation, but this is severe enough to merit direct dismissal. All of the allegations are 100% false. Created with malice and cooperation with some... don't say that, man. Also, bro, look at him. Yeah, don't say that. Don't try to... because ultimately, whether that's true or not, whether Alex Novell was in the Somali Discord or not, it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't speak to the truth of the claims, and it just is you inviting a community that either exists or you think exists to now brigade you, essentially.
Accept the fact that people are going to say bad things about you, and people say bad and untrue things about me all the time, and routinely I do ignore those. However, this one is malicious, and because it was concocted in such deep collaboration with Somali's people, this deserves to be called out and deserves to be dismissed as well.
So I'll say it right here and now. There's no collaboration between me and Johnny Somali's Discord, short of me going in.
Yeah, short of him, and here's the thing, he made a whole video on Johnny Somali, so it makes sense for him to go to the community that's closest to him and just, interview them, right? That's like what you should do if you're making something like this. So I assume that's what he's just going to say here.
In there and saying, hey, do you guys have this VOD?
These malicious accusations are that I committed crimes against minors and that I committed revenge porn, both of which are serious crimes, felonies, for which I would be behind bars, I'd be locked up, I'd have an arrest record, I'd be going to court.
If I did this, I'd totally be in jail, guys. Meanwhile, Epstein, the whole Epstein thing going on right now, come on.
Extradited, because extradition, that is removal from a country, is very much on the table in every country I've lived in, South Korea, Philippines, Thailand.
I think that that's such a interesting rebuttal to be like, if this were true, I would be in big trouble. Do you know how many people in Florida are constantly getting away with few cases end up in Florida courts using state court data we obtained through public information?
Yeah, not only that, but it's expensive to do extradition. And this is like a classic law tube thing. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't have experience with anything. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I'll tell you this, that these guys have no practical experience with all of this stuff. And so they just read the statutes, they read the standard practices and think it's going to happen. So when he says stuff like, extradition is totally on the table, it's like Florida, the state of Florida is not going to pay and expend the resources to go through the process with a sovereign country like South Korea to extradite you. Usually extraditions occur at a federal level because the federal government has unlimited money and will go through with that stuff. But the state of Florida, probably not. Also, not unless they have the case down pat. They know that the minute you get in this country, you're going to get convicted, right? They're only going to do it in those cases. And it's clear that that's not... And just because that's not the case doesn't even kind of wipe away the suspicion of these claims, right?
Request. The data shows since 2017, less than 800 people have been criminally charged with violating Florida's cybersexual harassment law in Florida. So that's just already pretty easily debunked. It's very common for people to go to the police and for the police not to take them seriously.
Which is what the claim was, if I recall. Alex says that they went to the police and nothing happened.
And a report doesn't end up getting filed, or the police do not take a report.
Now, who is this person? Alex Novell. He is a wannabe director who is a Somali fan. He's a Somali sympathizer. He wants to beat Somali.
I don't think that's true at all. I don't think he's here's the thing. Alex can come across sometimes as sympathetic to his subjects because he kind of has to get the info at first. Like World of T-Shirts is a perfect example. That's how I knew this guy, because I saw some of his world, because he was basically going after Mr. Based, which is completely justified. Mr. Based he should go the same place Legal Mindset should go. Okay, Mr. Based is fucked, and he has been for years. He's been in it, doing terrible shit for freaking 30 years. Okay, and so because of that, necessarily Alice kind of had to look like he was sympathetic to World of T-Shirts to get his side of things, and also because Mr. Based was exploiting him. Now, that doesn't mean that World of T-Shirts is a good guy or anything, but in that isolated case, there's definitely reason to kind of be sympathetic to World of T-Shirts for that exact aspect.
in a sympathetic light.
Obviously, I didn't paint Johnny Somali in a sympathetic light, but my goal.
Yeah, like I didn't watch the documentary actually, but you go watch it. It's not him defending Johnny Somali.
It's not to paint Johnny in a sympathetic light. My goal is to paint a honest picture of the situation, which is what I did in the entire film. Is that I showed all of the things that everyone hates about him. I showed the ways he's not sorry, and I also showed the way that people are profiting off of his content.
This is the entire thing that I figured out about him early on, and I learned about him early on, and the exact reason why I turned him down. And ever since I turned him down, way back in March, ever since I shot him down.
This is what, I mean, it just speaks to the, like, all these law tubers are just like first year of law school regurgitated. Like, none of these guys are able to do this because they're experienced lawyers or because, like, they've had their career and then now they're talking about it. I mean, I'm sure there's some guys like that online, but at least the big guys like Legal Dick Sucker and Rekieta and stuff, these guys, they seem to have almost no practical experience, and you can tell in the way they talk about things, and they don't talk about like the practical implementation. Like, for example, so my last stream got flagged by music company for Crazy Train, and I was gonna write a DMCA because I think I could write a fair use. I've gotten claims reversed from UMG before. If you write like a pure like Iraq DMCA fair use response and you like know what fair use is, you can get them lifted. I ultimately didn't because it was faster just to cut it, and there was nothing in that. It was just the music, right? It was just when KKK took a piss, so it didn't really matter to cut it out. But you know, that's like one of those things where that's not something they teach you like the first year of law school because it's such a niche thing, like DMCA claims specifically through the YouTube like out of court thing, but it's like very practical, and a lot of people would like benefit from that information about how to write those DMCA fair use claims. But Rekieta, Legal Mindset, they won't cover that because it would have required them to ever actually write one and get a claim reversed, which they never have done because they're just again relitigating like the first year of law school type stuff.
So this is the case that Legal Mindset's going to make here, is that he turned me down, and I was so down bad. I was so upset that Daddy Legal Mindset turned me down for an interview that I fabricated allegations about it. Something that I have no history. Like if you look at my channel, pretty much every single one of my videos is painting an honest portrait of a person. It's like this stuff never changes, man. These guys who are always like the worst dudes, they want to attack my credibility because I've exposed something about them that they would
see. I would not even have covered. I would not have even talked. I understand he feels personally attacked and he wants to protect his credibility as like this documentary maker. I get that, but honestly, from a strategic standpoint, I would not have even talked about this. I would have just been like, you attacking my credibility doesn't matter. Like the evidence I have and the claims I have are your own words, your own clips of saying this shit from your own show. Like, okay, for sure, I like he could just say like you are attacking me. You're not attacking the claims when you do that.
Rather not get out there. So, you know, Legal Mindset wants to say there's all these parallels between me and Johnny Somali. What I would pose is, Legal Mindset, there's a lot of parallels between you and a guy named Alan Dershowitz.
True.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Alan Dershowitz.
I don't think Dershowitz lies. Does he state actual facts and draw inferences from them, which I think are incorrect?
Fuck Alan Dershowitz, man. There was an interview that he did with, who am I thinking? He's a guy who wrote the book, The Holocaust Industry. He's Jewish. God damn it. How can I not remember his name? Norm Finkelstein. So Norm Finkelstein is very Jewish, and he did a on TV debate with Alan Dershowitz. This is a long time ago. This is like in the 2000s. And Norm basically just made the argument. He's just like, look, you know, this terrible event has been monetized and weaponized by like my own community because he's Jewish. For years, and like here are the problems with that. And Alan Dershowitz ruined his life over that interview. Alan didn't respond to any of the arguments. He didn't have a discussion with him on live TV. He literally just basically looked at him as like, why are you doing this? Like, you're hurting us, like our in-group, right? And then after it, got him fired from like all the shit and ruined his life. So fuck Alan Dershowitz.
Absolutely.
I mean, Johnny, Ice, Alan Dershowitz, Legal Mindset, all of these people allegedly lie for a living. Specifically lawyers, though. It's their job to take facts and draw inferences from them that are, you know, support their case, let's say.
Yeah. Like rejecting a prom date. He never got over that. And because of that, he has come up with all sorts of fictitious stuff for the past couple months.
How is it fictitious when it's your clips, bro? And he still has not even responded to any of those clips.
The worst defamation that I've seen, period, and the craziest lies, which we're going to debunk today. But just to go through the record and give you some background, because some of you may not know, this is when he contacted me back in March. And he was saying he was going to film a documentary on Johnny. And I said, hey, listen, I'm not in Korea right now. I was in Thailand. He wanted me to do an in-person interview. I couldn't do that. I said, hey.
No, I asked him to do an interview over video, but that's fine.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's right here. It's in the clip he's showing.
I'm going to do a in-person interview. But what I'll do is, if you submit me written questions, I will answer them. And I'll do it by video or audio, either one.
No, that's not what you said.
It's right
you said
here.
You would be willing to do it video or audio, either one. You said I would be willing to send over audio responses to written questions. To act like he turned me down after I asked and then I fabricated all these things about him is such fucking cope. When, bro, I reached out to you on the 21st of March, and the day before that was when I recorded the call with the victim.
How someone can feel entitled to an interview. I owe this individual or any individual on the internet nothing. I don't have to give my work and my time.
Then why are you justifying it here? Why are you even bringing this up? Like, this guy, no wonder this guy doesn't practice, because this is retarded. Why would you say this? Why would you even, if you're going to maintain the position that you don't have a responsibility to talk to anyone, then why are you talking about it right now? Why are you even bringing this aspect of the argument up?
Away for free, not a second of my.
You don't need to respond to it if you have the sovereign right to say no, which you do. You don't have to do the interview, but people are going to draw inferences from that because this isn't a court of law. Like, that's the other thing. This is classic, like, first year law school thing. Like, they teach you that obviously, like, Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. It's like one of the fundamental rules that, like, a person exercising their right to remain silent should not cast aspersions on them about their guilt, right? This is something they tell every jury. This is part of, like, jury instructions in every, like, criminal case. It's like, just because the defendant is not testifying does not mean that they're guilty, right? Well, this ain't a court, dude. Like, this is the internet, Serengeti. And when it's shit like this and you say you're not going to talk, I am going to draw an inference. I am going to say that, like, oh, he's scared, he's running, or whatever. And it's like, if you're going to take that position, if you're going to do that because you think that you talking would be more damaging than silence, well, then don't bring it up again. Don't rub in my face again how you ran.
I am asked for interviews all the time. I have people that want to come on my channel and people that ask me to come on their channels. I rarely do interviews because my time is so limited.
You went on what are you talking about? You, like, lived on Ricada's channel for like 2 years.
And it's so limited, bro. Then why did you fucking go live on Meme Copium's channel just because this dude's a blazer of yours?
She was wild.
Look at you were live for an hour and 30 minutes on Bro's channel 2 months ago. You're so busy.
Yeah.
This guy's channel Meme Copium? Yeah, this guy Meme Copium. Meme Copium. What?
All right.
And unless someone is willing to compensate me for that time, I'm sorry, I'm just not willing to do that.
Documentaries don't pay people for interviews. How many times do I have to explain this to people like Johnny and people like fucking Hank and anyone who asks me for money that I'm not going to give you money for an interview. That's not the way filmmaking works. Why do you think you're owed money? Why do you not understand that you have made $250,000 in super chats covering Johnny Somali? It's like, why is everyone so okay with people being so financially motivated like this on the internet?
Well, also, you don't want to pay them because it as far as, like, journalistic integrity. That's really what he should be saying here, for whatever.
There was no offer of compensation. Not that I would have believed him in the first place because he's lied to everybody else. But beyond that, I discovered when I did a bit of research on this dude that he is a bad faith actor, that he is someone who lies to everyone and then tries to get him with gotcha questions, things we've seen in the mainstream media, things we see all the time.
Point out a lie. Like, if you're going to say that this guy, has this guy pointed out a lie at all? Like, is he actually just, in a very basic way, just be like, this is his exact words, like, show a clip of Alex saying something and then just being like, this is not true, and he knew it was not true. Those are the elements of a lie, legal mindset. They teach you this in the first year, okay? Like,
time where people will try to get you.
You see him getting, like, triggered because he hates the mainstream media.
And that's not what I was going to have with him, and that's not what I was going to allow. He didn't like that, so he proceeded to threaten me. And ever since then, he's been crazed about.
I proceeded to threaten him. Here's the threatening DM. Andrew, I'm going to cover your history quite frankly in this film. I urge you one last time to make comment on some of the questions I have for you. Otherwise, I will be showing our DM conversation in the film to illustrate your ambivalence.
How well would he do in that? Not well. I'm telling you, man, like, as much as I clown kind of on Sam, like, because he is a lolcow, like, to be real. There's some stuff in his past and he can kind of react to stuff. He unironically is like a genius when it comes to theology, and he's not the only one. Wagner's very smart too. These guys are, some of the guys in that sector are like, and they're constantly debating people. They take Collins. Sam takes Collins, like, straight up Collins. And he will fight anyone who goes, like, he will, like, debate with anyone. He doesn't run. So yeah, no, I think Shaggy would get destroyed.
Answering any questions.
And there's a lot of young, well, that's true. There are different ranks. There are some people who are not that smart, but they get kind of burned out pretty quick. Like, they get washed out because they'll just get destroyed.
It's friend or foe mentality. You're either with him or you're against him. So he tries to be buddy with you.
So Shaggy, I think Shaggy would, like, call into Sam's show or maybe have some discussion with one of these guys and just get destroyed.
And then as soon as you turn on him, he's your worst enemy. He tries to dock.
As soon as you turn on him. Are you talking about your friend Gabe Salgado that you sent to my screening?
He was back here asking about me back in April. Here's him talking about documents, saying some of these I believe are traffic related. So he's accusing me of trafficking. That is human trafficking. Back in April with
It's traffic violations.
So he's just lying about that. So in this video about supposedly about Alex lying, where he has failed to say Alex said this is true, here's proof that it's untrue and proof that he knows about it, he himself lies. Traffic is spelled with a K.
I said some of these I believe are traffic related, but there's one criminal. Bro, you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer, bro. What? I'm saying traffic is spelled with a K. Traffick. I spelled traffic because I found like your parking tickets. God, bro, you're so dumb. Lawyer BTW.
Even back then in April, he was looking into me and looking into things, and this contradicts his own narrative. You're gonna see why. Here he is in the highest level chat. Now, those that are aware of the Somali coverage know the Somali
highest
coverage
level, the depths of the Somali Discord.
Highest level of the pirate gang of the Somali followers. And these people, this chat has several fake legal mindset accounts. They've been trying to dox me and do nasty fake stuff on me for the last...
Okay. And I said...
Are you talking about Lowly Mindset, the Twitter user who's very clearly like a parody account and like makes it like it's obviously not you?
Anyone in here have links to old Goey's Gentleman videos where he teaches men how to pick up women? I'm in a lot of Discords, and that's what he'll find if he continues to look into me on Discord is I'm in a lot of Discord servers. I definitely am. Am I in there casually? No. The only Discord I'm ever casually hanging out in is my own with the people who are the fucking W members. I'm only ever in Johnny's Discord if I'm asking for something. And the Johnny fans who have seen me in there would know, they're like, every time this motherfucker comes around, he's asking us for something.
He is in fact collaborating to this day with the Somali Discord, threatening to dox people, threatening to expose people.
Who cares? None of this speaks to the claims he made in this video. Let's say everything Lowly Mindset saying here is true. This guy's like doing gay ops. He's in the Somali Discord. He's totally trying to cover whatever. It doesn't matter because the claims that are at contention here are clips of you saying things. You need to address those. It doesn't matter if this guy was a bad actor, which I don't think he is. But I'm saying, like, even if we presume he was.
He's been in that community, in that group.
This is just all like a fucking smoke screen. This is totally like basic level bullshit internet tactic. Is this guy's a dumb meanie head? You know, it's like in the sector where it's like both two guys get in the arena and they immediately just call each other pedophiles when the debate's supposed to be about something completely different, right? And it's just, you know, setting the stage, right? He's kind of doing something like that where he's like, this guy's a gay opper, he's a doxer. He's okay, bro, but what about these clips? Like, what about his actual claims?
As thieves with these people since months ago and remains there to this day, which is pretty insane for someone who claims to be objectively covering this. The other thing is he submitted this report here. This is a Freedom of Information Act request related to me. He tried to submit this on April 6, 2025. So this day is very, very, very important because Mr. Alex Novell claims, I just started looking into you just recently. Just out in June 20th. I just started looking at you. No. He's had this hate boner for me going since April.
Who cares? Like, this is the President Sunday thing where everybody was trying to shit on President Sunday for the whole like Destiny leaks because it's like he has this massive hate boner for Destiny. I don't care. If anything, that just makes him motivated to dig shit up. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to take certain stuff with a grain of salt. But when he shows like actual documents, he shows like actual proof. So what if he's a cruise missile at your ass? Like, it's just evaluate the claims as they stand, dude.
Late March. He's been coming after me, trying to get me ever since I turned him down. The second I turned him down, he flipped on me. But that's not his story. In fact, he tries to pretend that this was something that came up more recently. Let's watch the documentary and the proof from his own documentary where he lies. Once again, he starts out talking about me.
And start to look into who Legal Mindset is. I got this phone call.
What date is the phone call?
So this is a mistake. I put June 20th. It was March 20th. I was just editing this in June. I put 06 instinctively because I've been used to typing June. I don't think the date of the call really has any bearing on the situation though.
Now, why does he do this? Well,
just say like, yeah, dude, I don't like you because you're Lowly Mindset. Fuck you. Like, who cares?
He appears to hold some extreme political beliefs. I think he thinks I'm some sort of political opponent of his, even though I've tried to be, at least for the last year, apolitical.
Well, Alex's little snide political comment was the weakest part of the video. I would have cut that out if I was him, just because it's just not relevant.
You've tried to be apolitical for the past year, bro. Oh my god, I didn't know. This guy's tried to be apolitical for the past year, guys. He's covering like woke,
which is not true. Obviously, like Lowly Mindset is very political, like, or at least he does talk about politics. And it's funny because in his own response, he's like, I haven't talked about politics for like 62 hours, bro. It's like, okay.
Disney, she won't surrender. Gina Carano versus Disney case update. I'm sure that's not political at all, bro. Smash JT legally dunks on Alyssa Mercante.
Nah, Persip hates Shaggy, man. Like, Persip is convinced that Shaggy is like a giga pedo and all this stuff and doesn't want anything to do with him. The last time Shaggy like had an interaction with Persip, I think was Brian. Like, Brian brought him on or something. So no.
Yeah, this is
unless there's been developments there I don't know about, but
bring Gamergate and Alyssa Mercante, it's not political, guys. Wait, actively chasing Hassan affiliated haters. This is so funny.
So he's actively chasing Hassan-affiliated haters to try to get clout. You can see this. He immediately...
It's a comment on his video. It's a, and yeah, Bad Empanad's like a fucking insane person. You should be in jail. But this comment alone is true, that the legal mindset stuff should be a standalone video. Like, yeah, this is true. This is what I meant earlier, where it's like you attacking the credibility of all these guys does not directly, like, that could be part of an overall strategy to address the claims. But at a certain point, you do actually have to address what they say.
If you're going to try to he's Hassan affiliated, I don't watch him or whatever else, but he's Hassan affiliated here, so he's trying to chase that clout. And you can also
he's
see
more than Hassan. Like, Bad Empanad's fucking insane. That's what I would say.
His tags where he tags Hassan Abi.
I didn't at Hassan in the video.
Yeah, it's a video tag. You put all sorts of crazy shit in there. I put funny video tags in, whether they're completely unrelated, because, you know, the Asm collab, right?
Put him in the tags on the video, which, like, look at this guy's tags. He's got legal mindset, Johnny Somali, he tags stuff.
Yeah, that's just what you do.
Put tags on the video based on what the content of the video is. To film yourself on so, like, IRL. In this film, there's a scene that includes Hassan.
I hate him. I hate Hassan. I think he's the fakest dude I've ever seen.
Like, is this bait for Hassan, or is it just talking about the overall climate of streaming and, like, Twitch versus Kick and, like, summing things up in, like, a minute-long sequence? No, I must just be trying to bait him into watching.
In literally the video tags. He's trying to.
Who cares if you were trying to bait him into watching? That's the name of the game, bro. Why do you think I always make these crazy claims that I'm in DMs with all these people? Because there's a chance that someone will be retarded and get mad about it. That's the game, bro.
It's off that.
I also put fucking Moist Critical in the tags because I have a bunch of clips of him in there.
Trying to cloud jack off of that.
None of this addresses the clips where you're straight up telling people how to go to these places to have sex legally. Like, come on.
A funny thing is, he doesn't even get his facts straight. For someone that is this serious documentarian, he is so obsessed with me, and I live so rent-free in this guy's head. He hates me so much that when he thinks Vitaly, he thought Vitaly was in Thailand. Well, bro, I
didn't think Vitaly was in Thailand, bro. Let me explain to you what happened here. Obviously, like, when I wrote this...
No, yeah, exactly. That's why one of the things I really don't like about LawTube is, like, what these LawTubers will do is they'll enter the sphere with their first thing is, I'm a lawyer, respect my opinion. And I just hate that. I think it's better to just give your perspective. Like, just say what you want to say, and then people will judge it on its own merits. But, like, presenting yourself as, like, an internet lawyer, it's like you're trying to get a freebie. You're trying to be like, well, I have this degree from Experimental Site 300 University. Like, so you need to respect my authority more than anyone else. And it's like, no, you're a crazy passport bro who's probably never done shit.
It wasn't supposed to be Vitaly's face there. It was supposed to be Suspenda's face there. But when I was editing this, I was like, well, it doesn't look as good with Johnny, Ice, and Suspenda's. It's like, who is Suspenda's? I don't even really talk about that. Vitaly's a lot more recognizable, and it's the first 42 seconds of the film. So what I did was I just swapped out Suspenda's face with Vitaly. Is it technically a mistake to have him in Thailand?
Why even address this? Just say, like, yeah, that's a mistake. Who cares?
It
has nothing to do with the claims against legal. Who cares?
Technically a mistake. But it's more so, you know what I mean?
Against me. Now, he alleges this to come out of nowhere, right? And it's because my phone number is out on the internet. It is so wild. And there's so much tinfoil to believe that somebody that I would have known a decade ago is following a nobody nothing YouTube channel that's got no views and somehow...
Like, that incarnate is how this guy sees people on the internet.
It is so wild. And there's so much tinfoil to believe that somebody that I would have known a decade ago is following a nobody nothing YouTube channel that's got no views and somehow decides to call you all out of nowhere. Yeah, no. The Occam's razor, and we're getting into Novell's razor here, but the easiest thing is this was the Somali Discord, right? Now, whether or not...
Who cares?
Easiest thing is, I don't think you've proven that, though. I don't think you've proven that I'm in collaboration with Johnny's Discord at all. I think you've just proven that I couldn't find as a victim, you know what I mean? Like, victim mindset. That...
Victim mindset.
Somali Discord with a history of fake calls. She's mentally ill. Has created several fake calls to frame people.
Is he ever going to actually just talk about the clips? Is he?
Etc. Now, that's not to say it's her. It may not be her, but all.
If you don't believe me about that, she also denied it.
Okay, so he's trying to say that the person that the call. Now, honestly, the recording in his video is the most suspect part. Because we just don't know where it's from. It could have just been some girl he hired. Like just trying to be fair, I don't know. The problem is it fits with this guy's MO. It fits with all the other stuff we do have, like, document requests for. So I don't think it's unreasonable to at least sort of consider it, right? To at least have it there.
People, etc. Now, that's not to say it's her. It may not be her, but all it is to say is
she denied it. I mean, it's not her. I can tell you guys it's not her. Like, I tweeted that it's not her. But, like, even if you don't believe me about that, she also denied it. And I'll show you my DMs with her on Twitter. I don't know how you dragged into this. I don't know you at all. Fuck all these pedos trying to obfuscate. And she said, I know, we've literally never met, interacted, or spoken. I'm so sorry about all this. I said, not your fault, LOL.
Bam, just showing, oh, okay, this person looks like whatever.
And she said, yeah, man, I don't know, people got a hate hard on for me. I said, thanks for coming out and saying it's not you, because it's fucking not. And she said, this is me. And she sent me the picture of her with the Nazi sign. she's not the person in the call. And if you were to hear the call uncensored, you know it's not her. But yeah, I don't know this person. Here she says.
Yeah, I mean, there's Persip lost the blood sports to Shaggy when Shaggy called him PvP and got Winston's Gator. All Persip could do was growl and get quiet, then Shaggy ruined it by saying sicko things about Brian. Yeah, I know. That's old. I mean, they've had an interaction since, is what I'm saying, and I think it was the same stream that he had his debate with Brian, where he dragged Shaggy in, and then Persip was like, why are you associating with this guy who said the stuff about your daughter? That's the reason I don't like. I don't know. It was like cringe, like Persip like being someone else's white knight, because his whole position was, the reason I don't like Shaggy is because of stuff he said about your daughter, and now you're bringing him on. So why don't you reward me, Daddy, for like fighting your battles or something? And that's the problem, is like, that's all you have to do. Like saying that he was PvP and Goblins, it's just objectively true. So there's no counter.
This is a smear campaign. Please ignore all claims made by the individual's legal mindset and or Johnny Somali. I don't know either of these entities. I deny it. I mean, it's the only time I talked to her, and it was like, you know what I mean? Do you guys think that I just haven't been in touch with the victim in all of this? That like, that was the only time I talked to her, and it was like a clandestine operation, and then I never spoke to her again? This girl's reached out to me and been like, I'm horrified.
Yeah.
There's no verification on who this person is. This person could be...
Well, that's the funny thing, is you're claiming that he's doxing when you are seemingly trying to dox your alleged victim. Like, not a good look, dude.
Anybody, but all we know is, and all I know is, it's completely fake, because the facts of this call do not line up with reality at all. Let's talk about that. And by the way, this is the same.
Let's talk about that. Cuts to the very adept at creating fake stuff here. The dude who commented on my thing. Where is he? Come on, where's the old man? There he is. Big Daddy 0614. Alex just destroyed his reputation beyond repair. No one will take him serious for defending Johnny. I put him there with Carl Jobst now. Legal Mindset hearts this guy's comment. Let's go to his channel.
Okay, here we go. Well, no, to be fair, because that's what he's claiming him. He's like, oh, if you heart someone's thing, you're endorsing them. And let me guess, this guy's got some crazy shit.
This guy,
yeah, he just needs to stop being 100%. There's a lot of times where he'll like get in between stuff because of what the fuck is this?
It must be so technologically advanced. Big Daddy's showroom that he's able to make these.
Oh no! I mean, the turnabout's fair play, right? He was like, "Oh, you hearted Bad Impanon's comments, so you endorse everything he does."
AI
right?
borns of Chloe Grace Moretz. These are the people who support. They made her pregnant. They made her pregnant. These are the guys who support Legal Mindset. These are the Legal Mindset fans. Let's see what other AOC.
Well, he kind of must have always been this way, like Legal Mindset, because he's always been in another, like ever since his first appearances on Ricada, I think he's always been this like I live in Asia guy.
AI beauty.
Well, great stuff.
A lot more. Like, bro, what? This all happened in 2017, 2016 to 2017. And he's acting like it was impossible to be underage on Tinder. Like, bro, there are so many people like my sister's age who.
I mean, that was the whole problem with. Yeah.
Like try to buy weed on Tinder when they were in high school and stuff like that. Like it's just like unbelievable levels of coke from this guy trying to obfuscate, allegedly.
Beyond that, they say they reported in Gainesville to the cops revenge porn. So once again, the accusation accusing me of revenge porn, saying they reported to the cops with links, screenshots.
I don't think they said they reported it. They said I went to the cops with everything I had, links, screenshots, a whole damn folder. They acted like they were taking it seriously, but nothing ever happened. Does that mean that they made a report, or does that mean that
That's true. That is a distinction. They probably wrote a report, it just didn't get filed. Because what happens is the police write a report, like an incident or a interaction report, and then it goes to the DA, the filing DA, because there's a specific DA just for whether you file it or not. And then he looks at the folder that has like all the stuff that they gathered. A detective's name will be on it, and the interaction reports, like of them talking to people, and then any evidence that's in it, and then the filing DA makes a decision. Okay, we're going to file this, and what is going to be the charge? And they probably looked at it and then didn't think that they could win the case, and then just didn't file it. It's pretty normal.
Like they were taking it seriously, but then nothing ever happened.
Folders, all this stuff. Let me give you a little lesson on sunshine law. Alex Novell filed a Freedom of Information Act request. It's right here. Florida, we have something called sunshine law, and I'm a little bit of an expert in that because I represented cities and counties and special districts. In fact, it's on the public record all across Florida where I represented tons of special districts. I talk about Celebration, I talk about Reedy Creek, I talk about Bonnet Creek, all the other ones that I publicly represented for years and years and years and years and years. And I am a bit of an expert on that, and a bit of an expert on what you have to turn over. And the whole reason why we have the Florida Man meme, for those that don't know, is because Florida has to turn over everything: mugshots, arrest records, stories, everything. So all these Florida Man stories come out because our sunshine laws.
Stories. So that's where he's made a mistake here, you guys. The police don't turn over stories.
No, they turn over reports.
If someone goes to the police station and there's not a paper report that's filed, the police don't write down, well, Jennifer came in today and she's accused of this person and she didn't end up filing a report. That's the story. That's not.
Yeah. No, he's actually right about that. Like, they can't turn over what they don't have, and if they don't write like the incident report, the interaction report, if it doesn't get put in a file,
just such face palm.
there's nothing to turn over.
So if there was any arrest record, any mugshot, any photo, anything in Florida, it would come out.
Well, there wouldn't have been an arrest record if they don't file. What the fuck? This guy is retarded. There would be no arrest record. There'd be no mugshot of you unless they decided to press charges, which would have required them to write a report. That's Alex's claim, is that she went in there, told a bunch of shit, provided a bunch of stuff, and then at some point, either the police decided not to write a report for whatever reason, probably because she didn't have as much as they would want for a report, or at the end, she herself refused to actually sit down with them and fill the paperwork out with them, right? So then there was no report. That's the claim. Now, you could say that doesn't sound likely, sure, but that's what Legal Mindset should be attacking.
Come out. So either this didn't happen or it didn't happen. There's no other.
Either this didn't happen or it didn't happen. More than 90% of sexual assault victims on college campuses do not report the assault. The prevalence of false reporting is between 2 and 10.
They lie because any interaction with police would generate a police report. In fact,
that's not true. That's not true at all.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Every interaction with police.
True.
This generates a police report. What are you talking about?
Police report, which Alex Novell later relies upon from my victim statement, because once again, I was robbed, right? My victim statement report was actually taken by a bike cop.
Your victim statement was taken by a bike cop? I don't think that's true. I think you filed the report online. No, it's an online report. It says the IP.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what the claim would be, is that she went into the police station, told them a bunch of stuff, and then when they were like, okay, now you need to sit down and we have to like fill this paperwork out together to do the report, she refused. She was like, I don't want to do that shit. Or they were just like, there's not enough here. That would be what would have had to happen for there not to be a police report, which is not impossible. It's not completely, it seems, seems unlikely that she wouldn't want to do that, but I don't know. Women with reporting sex crimes can, there's a lot involved there that I understand that they don't want to like start a whole thing. They don't want it to be public knowledge. A lot of women don't want it to be a whole thing if they were assaulted. I get it. It is funny that he's lying here, that he said it was a bike cop. The bike cop probably interviewed him, but the actual report, which is what Alex's point was, he did online.
Address. It says the IP address right there where the report was filed from. So why did he say a bike cop took his report when he himself filed the report via this IP address? See, it says case report there, the name of the file, when I got it from the FOIA. This one says online report. It was filed over the internet. It was not filed in person. The way the report's structured in when an officer writes the report, it says at 28 hours versus this police report says at 8:22 p.m. I found my car. And
what if evidence?
It would be like if
what if Alex Novell did 9/11? What if
What if Alex Novell did 9/11? Let's go.
I did, bro. It would be like that. It would be like if someone found a backpack with my cell phone and documents at 9/11, or at a shed across the street from 9/11. And
yeah, honestly, I think the police report about the backpack was another weak part of Alex's video. That's just, he got robbed. I don't know. Trying to associate that it was an op to get rid of stuff, it's a little bit of a jump, honestly.
Be like, what was your backpack?
Even internally, if someone wanted to destroy a cell phone or hide a cell phone,
Alcatraz.
I'm surprised he's even responding to that. Because if I was him, I would just have not responded to that aspect, because it's kind of a leap,
It doesn't even make sense.
I don't know how the phone ended up in some random person's check. And I said, I don't know why you didn't report the phone and backpack missing. If you reported fucking spare change. Let's see. Parking pass, some pass, car charger, loose change, CD collection, chewing gum, and a prescription for allergy medicine. But you forgot to mention your phone and your backpack. That is the part that's weird to me, that you're not addressing here. We're 22 minutes in.
What is that the backpack that was taken from my car and the cell phone were actually my work cell phone.
Report the work phone missing too? I mean, are you
cell phone backpack?
Notice my sun pass was gone.
It belonged to him.
So he just doesn't even respond to any of this.
Because and impose a prison term instead of probation. He fled to
East. And as always, this is welcome to Go East.
Bros video. He deleted all of his lives as well.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find him. I was looking for the podcast where he's like standing with some guy and then he has like a bunch of like basically prostitutes behind him, and I could never find him, and it's because he deleted them.
Luckily, I saved everything.
Welcome to Go East. And as always, this up on the internet that's gotten out there. That's right. It's the Passport Bros. And it can get spread to other people out there looking for the same ladies of the night, whatever. Particularly sex for money. Private is.
Yeah, so he just never responds to this clip. He never actually addresses the allegation. So I'm just going to assume that he's admitting that this is totally what he meant by all of this, and that he's what way to go. All right. There's the Keno Casino with Josh tomorrow. I suspect things are going to happen in the thread over that. Just a guess. you know, stay tuned. Stay tuned, guys. And there might be a stream this weekend covering that if it's you know, anything interesting. Maybe on Sunday. I don't know. I know, you know, maybe we'll maybe KKK will do something. We'll see. But yeah. And I you know, I think there's kind of no way to win for them over that, because either it's going to be a clippable moment where Worski has some of the stuff Gator has said next to him when he's done pretty much the same shit, or if not worse, honestly, or it's going to, he's not going to be there, and it's going to be very conspicuous. I do wonder, some people are trying to propose maybe Josh will ambush them. There's no way he'll do that. He's just, it's just not him. He wants his friends because he doesn't have any real life friends or support network, so he's desperate to get it online. And anyone who shows even a little bit of ass, he'll take it. So I don't think that's going to happen. They might talk about it briefly, just so that he can claim that he tried. But yeah, I don't know. I think unfortunately, I think that the stream itself is going to be kind of boring. I could be wrong. Hope against hope, I'm not. But I do think things will go off in the thread, because the thread is, people are done. People are making AI songs about how Josh is literally as bad as they are. Like, it's full on revolt. Like, even more than when me and KKK covered it on Wednesday. And I should be back Monday and all next week. Things are happening. It's over.